keep them in your home or love to see them in theirs. These are the creatures that bring us all together. Reptiles.
We're going to be delving into the experiences of reptile lovers from around the block and around the world. This is the Reptile Talk Podcast. Boom. What is up, everybody? This is Jeremy Turgeon from Brassman Reptiles.
And I'm Robin. I'm keeping it real.
Dude, we've made it to episode 100.
Episode 100, the elusive.
Right, it has felt kind of elusive, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, as our schedules have gotten a little crazier with life, especially in the last year.
Yeah.
But man, episode 100, it's here. Thank you to everybody that is already in the chat on YouTube and Facebook. We seriously appreciate it, and you guys already know the deal. Please share the video, hit that like button, all that other wonderful stuff. Man, 100 episodes.
Dude, I remember when you were like, hey, I kind of want to like redo this podcast thing. What do you think about it? And then I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. And then I was like, let's think of like an intro. I really want to like a cool intro. And literally everything just like fell into place kind of,
it did. And you want to know what's funny? The notebook that we wrote the intro in, I found while I was going through some stuff in the basement, and it's all still written out and everything.
Hell yeah.
But heck yeah. So super excited. Episode 100. We've got our good friend Brian Barczyk is here. I'm going to bring him on in just a second. Super excited to talk with him, and also very grateful because he's not feeling well. So happy that we were still able to make this happen. He's pushing through the illness, whatever the illness is.
Yeah.
It's not the vid, but it's something.
I'm very grateful he was able to push through it and make it out tonight. I'm super pumped.
Yeah, absolutely. And to anybody that is just joining us and may not have heard from the promo stuff, this episode is actually going to be a 2-hour episode. We've got Brian on for the first hour, unless he like faints and falls off his chair or whatever might happen. And then the last hour, we're going to have a bunch of guests from episodes past that'll be jumping on, doing kind of a cameo, talking about what's been going on since we've seen them last, and just kind of playing some catch up. And we think you guys are going to love that. I know for a fact, I'll give one spoiler, that Savannah from Gatorland is going to pop on. She's going to be one of the first people that pops on. So it'll be really great to talk with her. But without further ado, let's get the man, the myth, the legend, our friend Brian Barczyk in here. Bam! What is going on,
Boom.
Dude? What's going on, guys? How are you, man? How's everything going for you guys?
Man, so good.
So how long did it take you guys to get to 100? How long you been doing it?
Oh man. So we started
1.5 2 years, something like that.
A little over 2 years, and we would have been here sooner. But as soon as Rob and I left Nerd, life got really crazy.
Yeah.
So it was hard to stay on the weekly maintenance of it, but we persevered and we did it before 2023, so that's all that matters.
Just in time. It's
just barely.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I don't care, it's just barely. We did it. That's
That's true.
That's good stuff.
Oh man. So Brian, I'm not even, usually we ask people like how they got started into reptiles and all this stuff, but people know who the hell you are. So I want to ask this question. When did we all meet? Because we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I think there was some video footage of one of our earlier encounters, if I'm not mistaken. But
I think so.
Time. I know that that video is we both look a lot younger. That's for sure.
True. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. I might look a little older. I don't know.
Yeah, you do have a little more facial hair in that video clip. But no, it's been a long time, man. I don't know how long it's been. It's got to be climbing up on 20 years or darn close to it. You figure that was early Snakebytes days. So that's 2008. So not quite 15 years, probably something like that.
Yeah.
It's
been a long time. And speaking of the video stuff, I have something that I'm going to share that I normally don't ever share this video. I usually try to hide it.
You
But
should.
I think
It's the
given
100th
context,
episode.
it's the 100th episode. We're gonna do it. So bear with me, guys, really quick while I share my screen to embarrass myself. Oh man, here we go.
This can certainly beat
Throwback.
That's funny.
You sure this isn't the home? I don't want him.
Oh, don't worry about it. Joe's gonna have a great time.
Joey.
Oh, Jeremiah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. Last day of your life. What do you think, Jared? You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, then I guess. You got that?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Great, sounds good.
Okay, see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Let the fun begin.
Jeremy!
Yeah, Brian, what's up?
I can't.
The push broom.
No, I don't want you to help me look. Get your the ladder. I need you to get up there. Inventory every egg. Mark it down in this book. And don't. I swear to gosh, you screw this up. It's gonna be your. You hear me? Jeremy, whatever your name is, get over here. Don't talk back to me. Look at this floor. It's freaking disgusting. I want you to clean this up, sweep it from front to back. And I'm talking quick.
All right.
Give me that. I need this.
Don't ever go back to front.
No.
Oh, Jeremy. I remember back then.
What the hell is that?
It's my mom.
Better answer it. Get rid of her quick. Don't say a word.
Hey, Mom. Oh, yeah, things are...
The snake hook, yes.
The snake hook. Yeah, I gotta let you go. All right, bye. Hey, Lori, my mom's going to be here in a few minutes. I was wondering if I could just, kind of chill out. It's been a long day.
No, a few minutes. Do you know how much work that needs to be done there? I would appreciate it if you could work for those few minutes you're waiting.
Hey, yo,
Jeremy, how
you
do
find
you
those
look?
keys
part.
yet?
This is the best part.
I don't think they're in here.
Trust me. Keep looking. They're
In the
there. You
dumpster.
better find them.
Jeremy definitely looks older.
So how did everything go?
Jeremy looked older
man.
then. How does that happen?
Those were the days, man. I used to love writing skits and stuff like that. Obviously we don't do that. We hardly ever do skits anymore. I mean, once in a blue moon. But back in the Snake Bites day, like every episode, there was at least like half of it was a skit that I would write some crazy, like wild thing, and it was fun. It was fun to shoot it. It was fun, like all the angles and the thought that goes into it. So it was a fun time. I remember that day well, and wonder how many names I called you, because I called them at least like 10 or 12,
Oh man, yeah. It's funny. Like I think back to that, and I still think to this day the spot with Lori asking her to take those couple of minutes to relax were the scariest. That was the scariest part.
Yeah, that's the real Lori there. You gotta watch out. Everyone knows you don't mess with Lori, but she's covering for me tonight. We normally are open only on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but because of the holiday, we're open Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week and this week. And I was supposed to be there, today, tomorrow, and the next day. I hope I can be there tomorrow. It just depends if my fever goes away or not. Obviously, I don't want to get anyone sick either, So, but so Lori's working. She's got about 20 minutes, and then we close, and then she'll be home. So, but she's always the hammer at the shop. There's no doubt about that.
She's got it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Man, I'm trying to think how many times have I been there and have had some interaction where Lori's like chased me down with something or like scolded me or
That's usually a sign of like admiration though,
okay,
Lori,
then we're good.
Exactly.
Yeah, if Lori's like yelling at you or messing with you or doing something, that means if she ignores you, that means she doesn't like you.
Yeah. It's that tough love.
Say a word, then you're in trouble. That's when you know you aren't gonna get.
For sure.
It's been it's been a wild ride for all these years, all the different, gosh, it seems like we talk about it all the time, Lori and I, about just it seems like we've lived so many lives in the last 35 years, you know what I mean? Because we went
Yep.
from one thing to the
Yeah.
next, to the next, to the next, kind of trying to reinvent ourselves constantly, stay as up with the times as we possibly can, stay on the cutting edge of as much as we can, on everything that we're trying to do. And to even look back on the early Snake Bites days, or just any of the things, that old building, obviously, when I was just chock full of snakes. And I think about, like, those eggs that when you were, in the clip where I was like, inventory of those eggs. I mean, we used to have, that aisle was like, gosh, I want to say it was like 80 foot long, or 70 or 80 foot long.
It was
Yep.
long. Yeah.
And there was like 4 stacks of eggs. And we used to go all the way down and all eggs. 80
Yeah.
feet, so
Wow.
it's like 160 feet, 4 stacks of just shoe boxes full of colubrid eggs, and we did 2 clutches per box.
Yep.
So I
I
mean,
remember
it
that.
was crazy how many eggs we used to get back then. Now, I mean, we get a bunch of eggs, but nothing like we used to get, and life is just really different on that front. But it's interesting. Like, it was fun building that place, and kind of the early years of like growing getting all the animals were great. But then it just was too much, man. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I always said that, when I got to a point where, like, I didn't even know what we had in the collection anymore. You know what I mean? Like there'd be times
Yep.
where I'd be like, someone would show me a snake and I'd be like, oh my God, that thing is beautiful. When did we get that? They're like, oh, we've had it for 6 months. I'm like, what? And then that's when
Yeah.
I knew it was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to, I don't want these just to be widgets. I want to know all my animals. I want to have a relationship. Now with all the boas, pythons, colubrids, obviously the reptarium, which is a whole new whole different thing. And so I know every snake we have. I interact with them all the time. So which was back then there was no way to do that. It was just too big, and you just had people
Mhm.
caring for them and hoping the best that they were going to do a good job. And if they didn't, then you'd pay the price.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
crazy to just think about how, like you're saying, how many iterations there have been. Because when people think about someone who's been in the limelight like you, they a lot of people are just thinking about the most recent thing or the most controversial thing. They're not thinking about, oh, the Honduran projects from back in the day. They're not thinking about filming for TV and doing this and doing that and
Yeah.
all these little things that build where you're at right now and up to the reptarium.
Yeah.
And I think people get caught up in that online a little bit too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't ever worry about, like, online drama these days. Thankfully, not I don't get that much drama, but you still have the starch people that just hate everyone. I don't care about that. But
Yep.
yeah, like you said, it's been I think that's the hardest thing, right? Especially when you're doing something for as long as we have, since 1989. And of course, the first, until 2008, so nearly 20 years, we weren't doing any media. There was no internet. I would say,
Yep.
realistically, I think it was probably like, I'm going to just throw a number out, probably 2006, when MySpace became like the thing.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
we
It was. Yeah.
put a lot of energy into MySpace. There was also a site called Ning.com, Ning.com.
Mm-hmm.
And Ning used to actually be the second largest website on the internet, just behind Google.
Wow.
And
Oh, man.
and it was an interesting thing, because it was Ning was like a little bit like MySpace, in Facebook combined, where it's like you would have your own community. So like I'd have, at the time it was called SnakebytesTV, and then there would be all these profiles in my profile, right? And so we had a
Mhm.
community,
Ah.
and it was like, really, like I said, it was like one of the biggest websites on the net. So we put a lot of time into Ning, we put a lot of time into MySpace, and then it was funny how they both just went away. It was just
Mhm.
and you wonder about that even now, because we're across all platforms. I mean, obviously we work hard on YouTube, but we're also working really hard on Facebook and Facebook Shorts and Instagram's Reels, and TikTok, and of course now we've been working really hard on Snapchat. That's my latest like conquest that I'm working on really hard. And so there's so many platforms, and you do wonder, like I know a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, the like Senate brought up a bill to ban TikTok again, and
Mhm.
like, I wonder 5 years from now, are all these platforms that we were working so hard to build a following on, are they going to still be here? Or will they go to the wayside? Will there be something
Yep.
new, with the AI stuff happening? Well, what's the next thing? What's Web3 going to look like? You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I think my point is that I think the hardest part is like to stay relevant for 35 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like to still be in the conversation. And there's not, Kevin's obviously done it as well. There's not that were around back in the late 80s, early 90s that people even know. I mean, there's some people that still are in it. A lot of those guys are still in it. Most people don't even know who they are, because they don't even know the name. And some of the guys, like obviously Mark Bell is still the largest collection in the world, and he's been around since way before I was. But no one even knows outside of Bell Albino, geckos. No one really knows Mark Bell. If he walked into Tinley, only the OGs would even,
Yep.
who he was, So I think
Yeah.
that's the pressure that is really difficult, is to try to stay relevant, and try to be on top of it. I always talk about like being as omnipresent as you can, So the idea is like wherever you go, I want to be, right? Like I want to be a part of that community wherever it is on the internet, and it's difficult, as a matter of fact, today, I don't know if you ever heard of a guy named Graham Stephan. He's a YouTuber that's real estate guy. He's got, I think about 5 million followers, does really well. Every video he does really well. But anyways, like my manager reached out to me today because Graham had posted a story saying like, hey, I'd love to talk to some YouTubers that, have over 1 million followers, but, would love to talk some advice about YouTube. I can share some of the blog, that type of thing. And so I like Graham stuff, and I watch all his stuff. Although he got caught up a little bit in the FTX saw people that was sponsored by FTX. But so I reached out to Graham today, just, via message. He's not following me, and I reached out to him, and immediately he responded within a few minutes and was like, bro, I love your videos. I just watched that one you did at Adam, or Country Sandler. And it's so that's the thing that's really weird, is when someone that has nothing to do with reptiles, like nothing at all to do with reptiles, like you find out, and I'm sure he's not watching it. I'm sure I just popped up from time to time, and he, so the relevancy is a difficult thing to do. And then what you do to what's the reason for the relevancy? I think that what is, and I'm sorry, I'm rambling here. It might be the fever.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah.
I think the thing that is that, when you do grow that relevancy, is again, what is it for? Is it for your ego? Is it for money? What is it for? And I've told people that everything I do in life, whether it's merch, brand deals, all my businesses, which I'm, have so many freaking things going on. It's ridiculous. I think I have a video that we filmed so we're filming out a little bit right now because I'm taking a week off in 2 weeks. So we're trying to
good.
Yeah, it's the first time. The first time I've taken a week off in 20 years, dude. 20
Yeah.
years.
Good. Freaking good for you, dude.
Yeah. But my point is, I'm doing a video that is kind of like, for the first time, talks about all the things I do, like every aspect that I do. And it'll be interesting to see how it comes together, because it was interesting the way we filmed it. So I'm hoping it'll be a really good video. But my point is that like everything I do is for one purpose, and that purpose is just to make cooler experiences for people to come to see. You know what I mean? The Reptarium, now the aquarium. It's like, I could write off and have to worry about money and be done with it, and I'd be good. But instead, I'm spending every dollar I have, and then some to do this next iteration. So that's why, that's the relevancy to me, is just like, it's not for my ego. It's not for me to, pad my bank account. It's because I just want to create something that's really special. That's a legacy that, people will know forever,
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to throw this out here, James, with the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Cheers to episode 100. Remember to hit that like, y'all. Yes, please hit that like button. Thank you so much. Limey's in the chat. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled for any nonsense that might come from Limey.
Oh, you never know. I love that guy though, man. I haven't seen him in so long. I miss him a lot. I can't wait to see him again.
Listen, can I tell you? So when I found out, I didn't know he was down here in the Carolinas.
Right.
So when I heard that he was down here, I was like, oh man, Limey. So I go to a show, I see him, and I'm messaging my mom. I'm like, man, you'll never guess who I just saw at this expo. And she's like, who? I'm like, Limey. She's like, I thought that old bastard died years ago.
Jeez. There's a love for him that I take it on.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Oh, speaking of his ramblings, he says, Brian, can you take your hair out of the ponytail and do your Fabio impression?
I could try. But maybe I'll do that on a different. Right now, my head's a little light. If I take it out and swing it
Yeah, he's going down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'd be going down. Yeah,
I might pass out. But ironically enough, I had just I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, and it was with Noah, his girlfriend Jay and Jay, both Jays, and they talked me into start doing a man bun, right?
I saw that.
I was all about it. I was like, this is cool. It's a new style. It's all cool. Lori like immediately shut that shit down. I will punch you in your face if I ever see that in a man bun again. It's like, I hate man buns. I hate everything to do with them.
Oh no.
Lay the smackdown.
Yeah, so I think there was like 3 or 4 videos where I had a man bun and then that was it. So yeah, but yeah, I'm grateful that I still have the hair I have, so I'm celebrating.
Man, I saw that. I saw one of those videos and I was like, interesting hairstyle, Brian.
Yeah. Well, I was with, young people and they were all like, bro, you just got to get like you got to do the man bun. It'll make you look cool, like, and then they like, got my ego going the whole time. Like, dude, you look so badass. You could kick someone's ass right now, So they had to pump up, right? Like I'm all like, yeah, that's right, baby. I'm badass.
Oh no.
It, man,
Oh man, that's
no
too
more man
good.
bun.
That's too good. Amy's watching from Australia. Thank you so much. The 3 of you need to come to Australia and take me herping here in Victoria. That would be pretty epic.
Well, I'm supposed to be in Victoria in the beginning of March. So hit me up. I'm good. I don't know how long I'll be in Melbourne for the VHS, which is the Victoria Herpetological Society.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
We'll be there. And you guys still got me?
Yep. Yeah, we lost you for a second there.
I just lost you for a second. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So I think I'm going to zip up to, obviously I love Australia and there's so many places I love to visit when I'm there. And this will be my 10th time there, believe it or not. That's crazy.
Wow.
I think that was finally to Australia, but I spoke with Bob Irwin, Steve's dad, a few weeks back, and he invited, I told him I was going to be down, so he invited me to his place, so I'll probably zip out of Victoria pretty quick and go hang out with Bob in Queensland for a little bit, and then I might fly up either to Northern Territory, NT up in Darwin, or maybe over to Alice Springs. I'm not sure yet, still kind of getting the plans together, but hit me up because I'll be down for herping for sure.
Hell yeah. Australia is still up on the list of places that I need to go.
It's just a brutal flight, and I mean, I've just started traveling again, recently. I didn't travel much, during COVID because I just was, wasn't into it, and the thought of having a mask on a plane was I don't like flying as it is, even though I've flown it all over the world many times. I still never have liked flying. And so to have a mask on, I couldn't do it, man. My anxiety was weak. So now I'm back. I've been on a plane a handful of times over the last month and a half. I know, Jeremy, you're always on a plane, but so we're going to do Australia, and then in April we're doing South Africa. So we got some, and I'll be in Mexico in 2 weeks, but that's vacation.
Ooh,
dude, heck yeah.
Lori's got to be pumped for that.
Yeah, I think we're both in the same spot where it's like, we're both pumped. I'm off and just chill, but like there's so much going on right now that it's like we'll be happy when we're on our way to the airport. Until then,
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Once you walk off the plane, that's
yeah,
when
that's
it
it.
Yeah.
all like
Yeah.
really sets
Well,
in.
customs actually is probably more like it, yeah, because that
Yeah.
customs flying down there can sometimes be unbelievably brutal. It can be like
Oof.
2 hours in customs, but
Wow.
Sheesh.
that's when it like life is like, oh, thank gosh, this is great. But yeah, there's just so as you guys know, happening right now in my life, and every day is full of insanity. That's why I like taking today off, because I was so sick. It's I mean, I have to get back to work tomorrow whether I feel good or not. I have no choice because I can't afford to take any time off. It's so busy. But hey, listen, I'm not complaining because I'm the one that makes my own bed, right? I keep adding stuff to your plate. So I still love everything I'm doing, and obviously the expansion of the reptile zoo and aquarium is big passion project for me. It's like it's consuming my life every single day, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, when you had mentioned to me that the place across the street they were moving, I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, he's getting that building.
Yeah,
He's gonna get that building, and then it happened. I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
I'm not shocked.
yeah, and it's crazy now because you get to a point where there's all these like steps in the process, right? The first step was
Mhm.
finding out who. You know what I mean? It took me like a week to find out. I had multiple realtors looking into it. Finally, I ended up, calling the mayor up, believe it or not.
Oh
And the
man,
mayor knew him and had his phone number. And literally I called his phone number up, and he was literally, I called his phone number up on a Tuesday, and Wednesday we were negotiating the deal. I mean, it was that quick.
man.
And we had pretty much a handshake by the end of the week. And then it took us a month or two to get the paperwork together and stuff like that. But now it's like, so there's all these like things that happen, like destroying the place, like just
Yeah.
rip, and it's like it gets scary because you're like, oh my god, this is such a ginormous investment, and I am completely destroying this building. I mean, like,
Yep.
like electrical comes out, HVAC comes out, every single thing, carpet, walls. I mean, there's literally nothing going to be left in the building in about 2 weeks. It'll just be
Sheesh.
cement floor and 4 walls, and then actually in about if things go well here, because the weather is warming up a bit here, the front
Mhm.
wall comes out, the brick wall, we ripped that out.
Oh
So
man.
we're only keeping the back 3 walls, because the whole front of the
Wow.
building is going to be redone with a new facade. So really beautiful, all windows, and I mean, just it's crazy. I mean, we're putting almost $1 million just into the front facade part. So just so that
Wow.
it's really super impressive. So but we just want a place that's going to be knock your socks off. And thankfully I have a lot of people, Greg, with stock from Aquascape.
Mhm.
I've got him helping me out. I got Steve Bashy from Bashy Aquatics doing filtration for me. I've got Stuart from Universal Rock is involved. So I have a lot of players that are really helping me through this. Not to mention a lot of other things. But it's scary. I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like we're still running the Reptarium. We're still breeding snakes. And doing all that stuff. And we're trying to retool. For a while there, we were trying to downsize the breeding center. But now
Mhm.
we've decided that we're just going to retool it to make more sense, to really work.
Mhm.
We're super excited about, and stuff that is in high demand. And I'll still work with ball pythons because I love them. But we'll probably pare down some areas, grow in some other areas and stuff like that. So a lot to care for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I think that is such a useful little tip that I think that a lot of people are starting to do right now, because when COVID happened, a lot of the people who are breeding snakes, even just as a hobby, were selling snakes hand over fist. And
Yeah.
now people slowed down and they're starting to look, well, I expanded into all these different things that I thought I could do, or that I wanted to do. And then when sales slow down a little bit, or when you're just looking at how much work you've got on your plate, uh, really paring down and just finding ways to be more efficient is way better for your bottom line and for just your mental health. Just being
Yeah.
able to look at things and be excited about it, and because I mean, it's exciting to work on new projects, but sometimes it can really wear on you just if you're not seeing the results that you're looking for.
Yeah, and some of these things take so many years to get to that point, and
Yeah.
it was funny, we've been around long enough to know that there's ups and downs in the market, and I was a little bit taken aback how many people thought that it was a new norm in 2020, 2021. You know, like a lot of people, I
Yeah.
talked to many people that were doing massive expansions that because they believed that this was just going to keep going. And don't get me wrong, BHB, it was our best, most 2020, 2021 was our most profitable years, you know, as far as net profit, EBITDA than any other year we've ever been in business. So it was great for us, but we knew it was going to slow down. And the idea, I mean, we were shipping like, I mean, literally, it was crazy. We were shipping Monday through Thursday. A light day was like 70 packages. You know, like a light day. Sometimes we're up to 100 packages a day. Now we're back down to like on a busy day we're at like 35, maybe on a light day we're at
that's reasonable.
So we're basically back where we were before COVID, before the stimulus money. And I knew that was coming, so we didn't do anything that was based on that. We were just very couple years, and again, the couple really good years from BHB is just going into the expansion, just money for the expansion, and you know, I mean, I'm going to spend, like I said, every dime I have to my name and then some to make this happen. So it's I'm glad we had those years, but now I know that and it's not like the reptile market's going to go away. It's just going to calm down. There's going to be a few people that like get hurt, you know, because they have kind of grown their life to an expectation. Not only 2020, a complete aberration, but even before that, we were really in an 8 or 10 year bull market. And the economy as a whole, right? Real estate, stocks, everything else was going through the roof. And so people had a lot of expendable money even before COVID. And so we really, listen, there's always I was out at, I don't know if you guys saw, I went out to Andrew Sandler's big tank out in New York.
Yeah.
It's an unbelievable place. You know, his company YouTube channel is really cool. But he's a hedge fund manager. And he manages billions of dollars worth of funds. So we had some really good economic talks when I was out there. We spent the whole day there. It was really great. And you know, the economic cycle is always about every 10 to 12 years, you know, over the last 100 plus years. And what happens is reptiles, weirdly enough, are a lagging indicator, right? So when the market and the economy starts to slow down, reptiles still do okay for a little while till that people are tightening up and they're like, hey, I can hardly pay my food bill. I better not buy that snake, you know? And then so I remember in 2008 that happened to me where, like, you know, the market fell out and real estate was like down in Detroit. We were literally, dude, I think number one, I don't need a giant house, and I don't even know what I was thinking back then, but you know, prices were so down where I was looking at houses that were like 1.6, 1.8 million that were selling for 400 grand. You know, and, I actually put an offer in on a couple, didn't go through, and I'm so grateful I didn't because the market was still really good in 2008 for snakes. But then about 2009, 2010, about a year and a half after this debacle, I remember, you know, ball pythons that were $15,000 literally going down to like $1,500 in like 6 weeks. I mean, literally, I probably had $4 million worth of babies available because that was when I was producing, you know, 1,000 clutches a year, and I mean, that 4 million probably went down to 700,000-800,000, you know, and
real fast.
Yeah, like within a matter of like a month or two. I mean, it was that quick. And I'm not predicting that's going to happen like that again this time because that was a very unique time. That was a great recession, obviously. I don't think we're going to be in that type of situation. But I do think you're going to see some prices moderate. I think you're going to see demand. We've already seen demand. Listen, you know, I talk to a lot of breeders, you know, a lot of bigger breeders, and they'll never go on the record, and I won't up, but every one of them that I've talked to has said that their sales have dramatically just slowed down dramatically.
Oh yeah.
The only person that's still selling a lot is Miguel. Seems to still be selling a lot of stuff for whatever reason. I'm not exactly sure why his business is still booming right now, but he's doing really well.
Yeah. Hey, if you can be the lucky one, man. You know, you gotta go for it.
Yeah.
Unlimited Exotics, what's up, brother? So thank you for everything you guys do for the community. You are all huge inspirations. Congrats on episode 100. Thank you very much, man.
Awesome.
Appreciate that.
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. And then our buddy Cody,
Hey, down in
Congrats
South
on
Carolina.
100 episodes and with a legend. I know, man. Can you believe we were able to get into this man's schedule? Sheesh.
No, thanks, Cody. Well, you guys, I always take time for you guys. I mean, we've been friends for so long, and I remember when I met Rob. That's been, I don't remember. That's got a 15 years ago too, right? I mean, it's been a long
Yes,
time.
right around 16. Because as soon as I got my license, I started going like driving myself to the White Plains show, and you guys
I
used to
remember
vend back then. So I used to bring cupcakes, and then if
cupcakes
I,
with
once I
bacon on
did,
them, candied bacon. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I remember.
And then once I did a couple loops around the show, I was like, I'll just hang out at your booth. And then, if there was customers who needed help and had questions and stuff, I just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I can help you out. I know you had good snakes. So I'm sitting there, talking to all the customers.
I used to love it, man. So there's this part of me that doesn't miss reptile shows, right? Like, there's,
Yeah.
the packing, the driving, the unpacking, the brutal schedule, but then there's this other side of me, like the camaraderie, like me, seeing you and so many of my other friends, that you just, you become like a little family, you just, every time you go, and that show was every 6-7 weeks or whatever. So we're in New York, 8 times a year, whatever. And I miss that part of it for sure, but I don't miss the rest of it,
Yeah.
I don't miss the stress on the animals and the stress on us and the sleep. Because with like White Plains, I did that show for like, I don't know, like 7 years. I think I did every single show, because Bruce was always weird about like, and I know that he passed away recently, but he was always like, if you don't come to a show, you lose your table.
You lose your spot.
Yeah. He was on it with that.
He gave me a pretty prime spot, so I didn't want to ever lose that spot, right when you walked in the door, and so I went to every single one for like 7 years. But yeah, I mean, most of the time, every now and then we would come out. It was a Sunday show, of course, you guys remember, and every now and then we'd come out Friday and like spend Saturday in the city. I would say maybe twice a year we do that, but with the exception of that, we'd pack all day Friday, leave Saturday morning, get there because it's an 11-hour drive, so we would get there at like 8:00, 9. Wake up at 4 to get ready to go to the show to start setting up at 6. We do the show till 4, pack up, hopefully get on the road by 6 to drive all the way home and not get home till like 5 in the morning. So over that like 48-hour period, you literally slept like maybe 6 hours,
4 6 hours. Yeah.
And of course, I used to always complain because it was always hard to get people to go with me, because at first everyone's like, yeah, I want to go, this is awesome. After 4 or 5 times, everyone's like, I don't want to go.
Not into it. Yeah.
So I would always have just like one person with me. That's why when like Rob, when you'd help out, it was so great at the show, because, and I had a few other people that would do the same. But but I was always the one that got stuck driving all the way home, because whoever I brought would sleep.
Of course.
So like midnight drive, especially in the winter time, driving through Pennsylvania mountains with the snow and
just nothing.
Yeah, and you'd have to be crazy, because we'd have to have a cargo van, right? Because we had so many snakes like that and all our gear. So not very well insulated. So you'd have to crank the heat up in the front in order to keep it warm in the back. So in front, you're literally like sweating. You're
dying.
It's like 98 degrees up front just to keep it 80 degrees in the back, and that for 11 hours straight. It was, oh gosh, but at the same time, I do miss some of the aspects of that show, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was definitely a fun show. I remember being behind your table at one of the White Plains shows, and you're like, hey man, can you just watch this section? I gotta go and pee. Like, I just gotta run to the bathroom. And man, I don't think you got like 10 feet away from the table, and you were just like swarmed with people. I think you came back like a half an hour later, and you're like, I'll just pee later.
I know. That's usually what happens. I mean, I've learned my lesson now with shows where, like, I always make sure I pee before I get to a show, because I, like when I did Tinley this last time, I mean, it was, we got there at 9 o'clock, and I don't think I saw, show. By the time it closed, I got maybe past 20%. But at the same time, I feel so blessed to have that happen. You know what I mean? Like there are some people, some YouTubers, even reptile YouTubers that I've spoken with, that hate the kind of mobbing feeling, when people, get on them constantly. And I don't know. I guess I just don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it's like no one made you make. I mean, why are you making YouTube videos? For people to watch, right? And if people watch, they're going to want a picture with you if they meet you, or whatever the case may be. And it's like when you have the attitude like, oh, it's just too much, like we saw a little bit of that with Animal Con last year, where there were a couple creators that were a little bit like, I mean, they've even talked to me this year about like next year, is there a way that we can knock, and we weren't even packed down there. I mean, it was like, I mean, Saturday had quite a few people, but it wasn't like, I mean, I think this year will be 3 times the amount of people, I think there'll be
Easy. Yeah.
easy. I think it'll be way, way busier, but I've had a couple of reach out and say, hey, we need to, and so we're setting it up to where hopefully, if a creator doesn't want to have to walk through the crowd, they don't have to, which is kind of a bummer to me, because I'm like, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
About meeting people, enjoying yourself, but people are weird like that. And that's just,
hey man, if Kevin can walk around and enjoy
For
himself,
real.
anybody can.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we have to keep Kevin busy. That's what the thing was with Kevin.
That's also very true. Yeah.
Busy this time too. We'll keep him busy.
So busy he didn't even know what panel discussions he was on or wasn't on.
Yeah, sometimes I think one time me and him both went to the wrong panel, sat down and started talking, and then someone came and got us to take us to another panel. We're like, oh, we're in the wrong place. But I think a lot of growing pains, obviously, learning how to do things this year. It's just you'll see, and I pray both you guys will come down for it. A much different feel this year. It's still we're still gonna have the same amount of panels. There'll be 5 rooms with panels in it, but there's a lot of other stuff going to be going on too. We're gonna have scape offs with water, aquascape offs.
Oh, hell
we're gonna
yeah.
have like terrascape offs with we already have, I can't say who we have sponsoring it yet because it's not public, but we have someone already sponsoring the Reptile one, so they'll provide all the equipment for scape offing, and we'll have we'll have that stuff going on. We're going to have, there'll be other like bird tricks, for instance, which is a great YouTube channel. They're going to do like a show and like with the bird, they do the bird tricks. It's like a 45-minute thing they're doing. So we're going to have a lot more stuff like that. That's more entertaining as well. So it's not just panel. The other thing is we hope we'll have about 200 tables in there. As opposed to, we didn't want to sell a lot of vendor tables because we were concerned, like if we tables and it turned out to be a flop, that the vendors would never come back, so so we wanted to make sure that we didn't. So just so you guys know, I'm sure you guys know the economics behind these things is most shows, the vendor tables pay for everything, right? Like, so Tinley, like the money they make on vendors pays for everything, and then there's some profit probably at Tinley because they sell so many tables. So all the people through the door, all the extras that's all extra. That's profit, right?
Yes.
Well, we were about 200,000 to Animal Con, and we literally only sold about $50,000 worth of tables/sponsors. So we're about 150 out, having to do through people through the door and other means, and we ended up doing fine, actually. I thought I was going to lose like $100,000. I'll be honest with you, I thought I was going to lose like but we ended up coming out of it pretty good, because at the last few days we sold quite a few tickets, and it turned out to not be a complete failure like I was worried about. 10 days before, I thought it was going to be a complete bust. I thought it was going to be, when I saw the amount of tickets that we had sold 10 days before, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be really, really bad, And then the last 10 days, and like I said, in particular, the last 3 days, we sold, over 1,000 tickets, and it at least made it okay, there was enough people to make it cool. And like I said, this year, I think 3,000-4,000 tickets will be easy sales, And by the way, it is September 15th through the 9th or through the 17th, same place, Creep Royale down in Orlando. And we'll see if we might move it. I've talked about maybe moving it to Texas the next year, possibly. I'm not sure yet, because Florida is not the most friendly place for animal events, and because we want to have some live animals there, because we want to walk around to be able to see live animals, and maybe even in some cases purchase some stuff. And then you have to deal with the FWC, so we might move it to like Dallas or something like that. We'll see what happens. I'm not sure yet. It's just, that's way out in the future. We got to get through this year first.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, dude, I really do want to make it to the next one. I was seeing a lot of video from people who I know who went to that, and it looked like it was a lot of fun getting to talk to people kind of a little bit more intimately, people who follow you, and kind of get them to, because it's one thing to like see someone on a screen, but Brian, I can tell you when people meet you in person, like if they like you online, they're like, "Oh, I like Brian Barczyk. He's pretty cool." And then if they meet you in person, they're like, I love this guy. He's like incredible. He's amazing." Like,
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, it means the world to me. And I think that the other thing is meeting all, like you said, the people that support you, but also meeting all the other creators. And last year we had 103 creators on the roster. I think 92 showed up. So we had about 9 that go, some last minute canceled because a couple had COVID, a couple just had some transportation issues. Like I said, there were 2 or I'd say there's only maybe 3 or 4 people that just didn't, no call, no show. You know what I mean? Like I called them, they wouldn't answer the phone, wouldn't text you, and they just didn't show up. And that was kind of a bummer. But we're probably shooting for about 150 plus this year creators. Because there's going to be a lot more. One of the things that we're going to do as well is have like a live stream going. And that's going to be like a podcast. There'll be, so like every 15 minutes, I want another person to be on the podcast all weekend long, so that way people that can't come to the event, at least will get a chance. And it'll be right in the event room. And it'll be on a little stage. There'll be maybe 40 chairs there. So if someone wants to watch their favorite creator on the podcast, there'll be speakers, coming out to the audience. So that'll be just another event that people can do on top of stuff. So it's been fun, brainstorming it. But it's like I said, and this is the video that I told you I shot. It's like, if you really think about the Reptarium's like a full-time job, BHB is a full-time job, the expansion is more than a full-time job, Animal Con is a full-time job, and then you've got all the little side businesses like Reptile Army and Reptile Prime, and I have a couple other big things in the works right now that I can't talk about, but we'll have here early 2023 that I've been working really diligently hard on. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of full-time jobs for one person, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So what everybody's heard is Brian has successfully been able to clone himself.
Yes.
And,
well, I will say this, on that topic, obviously I haven't cloned myself, but putting
he says obviously.
I haven't figured it out yet. Myself with a great crew, and I really do have a great crew, so I'm a big delegator. I believe that you don't micromanage people. I want people that are self-motivated and take ownership in everything that they do, whether it's an educator, whether it's a keeper at the zoo, or whether it's a ball python husbandry keeper. I want everyone to be able to do their job, and it takes so much of that pressure off me so that I can just kind of loosely oversee what's going on. And of course I'm always there for every project. And Lori and I are work, which is every single day. We're out constantly getting people coming and Brian, I got this snake looks this way, or hey, this snake did this, or whatever the case is. So it's a constant thing. But I also have a tremendous crew that are really great people, and that's why I could never do all the things I'm doing if it wasn't for that incredible crew of people that I have every single day.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I just want to hit. We got a couple more super chats. Want to hit. Natalie's Reptiles says, "Sorry, I'm late. What did I miss? We're just hanging out.
Natalie,
you just missed us.
Natalie, you missed the big. You got to watch it later because some of the biggest news ever came out at the first couple minutes.
Yeah,
it was huge.
That's true.
We can't talk about it. We can't talk about it. But it was huge.
Our friend Jay Muller is in the house. Says, "Sorry, I'm late. Love you guys." Jessica, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. And who else? I just saw one other one come through. Natalie's Reptiles came back with one says, "Hi, Brian. I hope I can make it out to the Reptarium again soon."
I hope you can too. And like I said, it's we're always improving where we're at now. And then obviously, late 2023, hopefully October, I keep saying September, but realistically October is when I'm shooting for opening at the new place. And that I hope will be a level that no one can imagine that we've been able to achieve. So again, we $4 million into the expansion, but we're probably doing about a $6 million build out, right?
Wow.
So we're saving a couple $1 million in a couple different ways, by cost savings through for instance, buying used tanks. When you buy giant, you got to remember, we bought a tank that was $350,000 for $60,000. And brand new, it was $350,000,
Yep.
And we bought a bunch of those. We bought a ton of tanks that were $150,000. and this, that, like a bunch, these big, huge exhibits. Because with acrylic, you can refurbish them, buff them out,
Yep.
reface them, and they look absolutely perfect, like new, as long as, especially if they're seamless, which almost everything I bought is seamless. And now
That's the way to go.
Yeah, and now we're creating, and then there's a couple ginormous, tanks that we have to build. We can't buy, matter of fact, they have to be built in-house because there's no way, like 25-foot cylinders and stuff like that. You can't build.
Wow.
You are going to get a 25-foot tank in the building, so we have to build it on site, and so there's a lot of that going on. But my point is that I want people to be blown away by this project, and I think they will. It's going to be really fun to see the end result,
Dude.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm so stoked. I mean, from seeing the last BHB building that you had to the Reptarium 1.0, then to 2.0. I mean, it's been amazing. It really has been, and this new iteration, I already know I'm going to be speechless when I walk through those doors.
I can't wait to, and that's what's going to be really special to me, is with, guys like you that are friends of mine, to come that first time you come to see it and to get your reactions is going to be really special for me. Cause like I said, to me, I'll be broke as shit when we were open, but it's worth it. And this is what I was talking to some of my financial people that I'm involved with, that just help me with finances. And I told him, I said, hey, if you told me I could have $4 million in the bank, or a badass place that was a zoo, aquarium, all this stuff, I said, I would take the aquarium and zoo all day long. Right.
Yeah.
All day.
So the money isn't going to buy you happiness, and isn't going to buy you satisfaction. But a project like this will for me, and it'll give me a lot of sense. And I don't think this is the end. I think this may be just the beginning of a new chapter of something completely different. With the Reptarium, it'll always be special in the sense that I don't think we could ever duplicate the Reptarium. And what I mean by that is that, the amount, because you've been there, that our interactions are like, no other place in the country. And I don't think we can get enough animals that we could feel comfortable with by doing a 3 or 4 or 5. But I do think that we could build a reptile zoo / some mammals and then a lot of fish. I think we can build more of them and just have less interactions with the reptiles. Still have interactions, but not nearly as much. So I think that still the first and one that we're building now will always be the most special, and that'll be full on all the time, full interactions. But I could see myself building more of them potentially in the next several years around the country, just with less exposure. Again, still have enough stuff to make it cool and experiences, but not have almost every animal come out every night. Like that. That's just unsustainable. So
Right.
Because we have to, first and foremost, we have to make sure that the animals don't stress out and that people don't get hurt. Those are the two big things. And we work so hard on the lineup of animals, the animal ambassadors that we have. I just don't know if we could do it again. Quite frankly, I just don't know. I mean, and if like, let's say I open up in St. Louis, let's just say, not saying I would do that, but I'm not going to be there every day to work with those animals. I work with the animals every day at the Reptarium, and so does my crew, obviously too. But I actually am the final say. Like, we have a board every week that says like what animals don't come out for the weekend. If something's just in shed or acting weird, or maybe just fed later in the week or something like that, it goes up on the board and it doesn't come out. I probably can't control that in say. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think it would be almost impossible to have an Elvis and a Bella and a the list goes on and on, all the the salts and all the other stuff like that. But I can see myself doing more. So, as if I don't need more stuff. Again, I mean, if this one goes well and financially I'm doing well 3, 4, 5 years from now, I'm not going to just stick the money in the bank and live a stupid life. I'm going to spend it on the next animal thing. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Hell
When money is not the motivating factor, it changes things and allows you to do a lot more of that stuff that you want.
Yeah, it's and listen, I've been broke in my life, and I've been decent, well off, and I can understand how people get tied up in the wealth. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because when you go from like being like, really destitute where you're barely paying, all of a sudden you have a lot of money, liquidity, in investments and so on like that. I can understand how people get caught up in that. I really can, but in the end, it's really like you have to really work hard at not becoming greedy and not becoming like, oh, I'm doing this just for the money type of thing. And it's I could see how someone could go down that path. I really can. I don't judge anyone for doing it. It's just for me, it just doesn't matter. And thankfully, it's funny. I just read a book recently called Next Door, and one of the things that was interesting is that number one, most millionaires next door, so to speak, which by the way, about 90% of all millionaires are people that live in suburban areas that no one knows they're millionaires. That was the whole about. And most of them, number one, are married for a long period of time, and then their wife is more frugal than they are. So what you get, and interesting, this book was an interesting read because it was like most really affluent neighborhoods where there's $1 million. Obviously in Florida, $1 million home isn't much, but in most parts of the country, if $1 million or $1.5 million, those are usually people that are almost broke. They're literally living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And because most people that have a lot of money don't live like that because they know they don't have to and they don't need, and that's not what motivates them. But but I'm lucky because I don't have a wife that is wants to spend get a huge diamond or go on real fancy vacations every other month or something like that. So together we're pretty well financially, and then she's very much on board with me spending all our money and making the next investment. So it's crazy. It's crazy that you do that, right?
If you only have to worry about one vacation every 20 years, I mean, it's not that
bad. And to make it even worse, it's like I'm sweating it a little bit here because I obviously booked the plane flights and stuff like that, and we know the resort that we want to stay at. We've stayed at it in the past, but managers trying to get a comped room because I'm like, hey, tell them I'll do some social media shout outs and stuff like that. So they haven't yet. So as of right now, I'm like going, I hope this thing comes through. So we're always trying to cut corners whenever we can to make money and keep money.
Hey,
and like I said, every dollar I save is a dollar I can put into that next exhibit, that I can build out and make it,
That's
hell
true.
yeah.
That's true. Looks like Natalie came back with another super chat. This was so awesome to be your first private tour after the shutdown.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I remember
awesome.
that. I remember you, Natalie. That was wow. That was a pretty amazing experience. I remember that day very, very, very well. And I mean, after 4.5 months of like, being shut down, not seeing, it's like I tell everyone, the first 2 weeks was pretty awesome, right? The first 2 weeks was like, man, we get a break, we get to spend time with the animals. And then after a couple months, missing people so bad. I mean, it was like, and you guys know that I dealt with a lot of anxiety and mental health issues during that period of time. By time, Natalie came out, I was a mess, to be honest with you. She may not have realized it, but I was a mental mess at the time. And it took a long time to get back to my normal self. But yeah, I remember that day. It was a special day. I remember, even though I was an anxious mess, I remember smiling so much that, even though we had masks on, unfortunately, but what a wild ride that was,
Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of people don't know this. I mean, people that are watching may not know this, but we put a few $100,000 into Reptile 2.0, and we were open on Friday the 13th was our grand opening. Monday the 16th we were shut down for 4.5 months. So we had 3 days. 3 days after spending. We're open for 3 days, and we were shut down for 4.5 months. So, but we were fine. Things weren't well, and like I said, because BHB was doing really well. Obviously, anyone that did YouTube at the time, that's times because people are stuck home, so they're just watching tons and tons of YouTube. So financially, things were really good, but it was mentally, it was really difficult to have that. So it was great to see people back in the place, and I'm so bummed that I'm not at the place while we're closed now, but we're open tonight. I'm so see people all night because it's just so much fun to see that.
Yeah. Before COVID shut everything down, that weekend before they released the official, okay, everyone has to quarantine, we had I think it was 125 people showed up for the nerd tour that Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we had 80 people show up, or 76 people show up on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy because
It was chaos.
people wanted to be there so bad. And just knowing that, we had to do what we had to do to, make sure that everybody stays safe. And then when we slowly started opening up the private tours again, like you're saying, it was such a relief to get to, share those experiences with people and get to, share these things that you really care about so deeply with other people who are interested in them,
Well, that's what people don't understand is that, like the biggest payday for me isn't how many people walk through the door for things. It's, that family that walks through the door with smiles bigger. Not even walking in is great, but walking out's even better. Right.
Yeah.
When they're walking out, they're just like, oh my God, this was such an amazing experience. We could just see the like amazement on their face and just how much, they loved it. And that is what drives me every single day. I mean, it's, like I said, it's a bummer to not be here. As a matter of fact, I had a private tour today that Noah ended up. This is, I think, the first time I've ever canceled a private tour. I can't remember another time in 4.5 years. But I mean, obviously, number one, I felt horrible all day. But number two, the last thing I want to do is get someone else, the whole family sick because I had 101 fever. It'd be irresponsible for me to go around people until my fever. So, but it sucked. I FaceTimed them when they first started. I FaceTimed them and, just said, I'm so sorry, but they had a great time with Noah and it was good. But I miss being around people, but I'll be okay in the next day or two. And hopefully tomorrow I can be back to work. I hope, knock on wood.
Yeah. I had this one young kid come in and his name is Caleb. So shout out to Caleb if he's listening or watching. But he just really, you ever get one of those kids who comes in who's young and they just know so much about reptiles and you're like, I'm looking at like a little me, this kid knows so much.
I love it.
His family was kind of hesitant about reptiles when they first took their first tour, but he was just into it. And the mom was like, does it get better? Is he? And I was like, the stuff that he's telling me right now, he's going to be into reptiles his whole life. And just watching as the months went by and they came back for more and more and more tours. And then they finally got a crested gecko and then he got a ball python. It was just like, that is way more satisfying than any amount of money that I've ever made. Just seeing that next generation and seeing people who are, getting into it and already are passionate about it. That just is like so much more invigorating to me than any paycheck I've ever received.
Oh yeah. If you I said this about, and I know we got to go because you've got other people coming in, but I said this about, like the big building, when I had the big building, I said, when I got to a point where I didn't want to do it, I was going to downsize. And I've said the same thing about this. Like if I ever get to a point where that moment, like you just mentioned, where that kid comes in and if that no longer is special to me, then I should probably stop doing it again. I don't think it ever will, because I think that really the Reptarium, I was always passionate about reptiles. I never burned out on them ever. So many people burn out after a while. Like I never burned out, but I will say that, like I probably plateaued a bit, and then when we opened the Reptarium, it like reinvigorated everything that I had, I mean, like every, like I am obsessed with reptiles right now. It's not even funny. It's like, I mean, I look at my Instagram all day long, just with my mouth drooling over people's pictures. and that's why I got to be careful now, because I want to buy so much stuff, but I got to be careful. Got to save my money to put in this expansion, but there's all these snakes and lizards are coming available. And I'm like, oh my God, I want to buy this, but I'm smart, but what can you do?
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Well, we got these 2 more super chats that are focused around you, so I want to hit these before you dip out of here, man. So Natalie came back and said, I remember you and Jay made me and my bro feel so welcomed. I mean, if you've ever been to the Reptarium, I mean, that's exactly the feeling that you get when you're there.
Jay was with me that day again. He was so happy. I think he cried a little bit that day, actually. Like he teared up and stuff, seeing people back, and I was crying on the inside. But yeah, it was a cool moment.
Heck yeah. And then so usually Yeah. Usually we ask our guests one specific question before we have them sign off. But this time I'm going to do something a little bit different because I think it's actually perfect and people actually might want to know. So Brian, the final question here is from our friend Amy in Australia again. How's granddad life going?
Well, it's funny. Number one, absolutely amazing. Nathan James just turned. So I actually call him Nathan Petrie. His name is Nathan James. But he's a petri dish, So I swear to God, every time I'm around him, 3 days later I get sick. And so sure enough, I spent the Christmas weekend with him and my daughter and our daughter, and now I'm sick. And he's at that age, they're just he's in daycare, so he's just he's he went to daycare in August, and the pediatrician actually said, Jade, by the end of the first week, he's going to be sick, and he's going to be sick for almost the entire first year. And we didn't believe him. And literally, he has been sick since August. He just goes from one thing.
Wow.
And I think this is my 4th time getting sick being around him since August.
Jeez.
So I love him to death, and it's worth it. And I'll keep doing it. But oh my gosh, I just cannot wait to get past this period where he's not a petri dish,
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's great. Thanks for asking, though.
Dude, hell yeah.
Oh man. Dude, Brian, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us, man. Pushing through the sickness.
Yeah, no worries, man. I'm good. I'll be okay. I'm gonna take some Theraflu and go to sleep now.
Yes,
hell
go
yeah,
do
man.
that, man. Thank you again so much, man. It's always great talking to you.
Love you. So glad you can make some time, and we really appreciate you being here for the 100th episode.
No worries. Love you guys, and congratulations on the 100th, man. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Take care, man.
Bam. Okay, so before we run and bring in our next couple of guests that popped in here, oh man, 2 things. Okay, 2 things. I'm gonna give this shout out to Derek Piedretix for this super chat. Happy 100th episode. Thank you for everything you do. I wouldn't be here, in this community wouldn't be what it is without people like the 3 of you, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, man.
Dude. Man, yeah, thank you. Just thank you. We're going to take a quick ad break, and then we're going to bring on 2 other guests that have just popped in. So we'll be right back in 2 minutes, guys. Black Box Cages, located in Buford, Georgia, is your one-stop shop for all of your caging and rack needs. Owners Jen and Clint are at the helm of this fantastic company. With one of the shortest lead times in cage and rack manufacturing, Black Box can satisfy anyone's needs. From baby racks to V70s, arboreal and terrestrial caging to deep-fronted bioactive enclosures. You can find everything you need right here. New enclosure sizes and products are added frequently to their availability, so be sure to check back often. Black Box Cages have tons of customizing options for lighting and heating. Along with that, cages and racks can be stacked with metal stacking dowels, and all cage joints are dadoed for improved durability and stability. Most cage units are flat packed, but are pre-assembled prior to shipping to ensure a solid build every time. The Micro, XC18, XT3, Bio-G, and 3-stack V70 ship assembled, and all other racks are shipped freight and assembled. The XR16 and XR20 model racks allow keepers to mix and match tubs. Fitting both Vision and Freedom Breeder tubs, you can mix the V15, V18, and V35S tubs, or the FB5, FB8, and FB35CV SC tubs. This kind of flexibility allows keepers to raise their animals from hatchling to juvenile or subadult size before needing to upgrade into adult caging. Don't just take our word for it. Go to their website to see countless customer reviews and review videos from keepers all over. To learn more about Black Box Cages, follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Black Box Cages, and of course their website, www.blackboxcages.com. Links to their socials and website will be available in the podcast description. Boom. Heck yeah. So we are back for the second half of the podcast. Super stoked. So basically, Rob's got a scrub python, which is, of course, just wonderful. So basically, how this is going to work is because we've got people are starting to pop in now. So we're going to have people on for a few minutes, just hang and talk, and then we're going to rotate out because I know I can only have a certain number of people on at a time. So we're going to bring on Rich Crowley and Steve Tillis real quick to join us. What is up, guys?
Happy
Hey, how's it going?
100th.
Hey, thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congrats, Jeremy and Rob. That's a big deal.
Thank
Great
you,
job,
man.
man.
Definitely
Wow.
appreciate that. Man, it's crazy. So for people who might not know the history of Reptile Talk, especially if this is your first time listening, the OG Reptile Talk happened nearly 10 years ago with me and this guy below me, which at least below me on my screen, Steve Tillis. We were two young kids that thought we knew what we were doing, and we cut our teeth on on Blog Talk Radio.
I don't remember what the episode count was, but it was well under 100.
It was well under 100. Yeah, college interrupted that for both of us.
Oh yeah, it did. Continues. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it does. It does for some people that want to be doctors. Heck yeah, but no, thank you both for jumping on and hanging. It's great to see you guys. How have you guys been?
All right, Steve.
I have busy. It's probably the last like 3 weeks of really intense, heavy lab work before it's 6 months of really intense, heavy writing. But there's something approaching a light at the end of the tunnel, and that's kind of a good feeling. We just kicked out a couple of or the new publication with the Burmese python nidovirus.
Yeah.
That was a super cool paper.
Yes.
So stuff's moving, and a couple more studies that we're wrapping up now, which should be published in the next year or so, that are hopefully useful for people, or at least interesting.
Yeah, I think it's funny because a lot of people are like, "Where's all the information on nidovirus?" And it's like, it's coming. There's already a decent amount out there, but there's more coming.
Yeah. I don't share much publicly, but you guys are I share enough with a close circle that you guys are well aware of how grueling the lab work is for some of this stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, and I think it's also important that people realize, like, when they say, like, where's all the research and information on nidovirus? It's like, man, 10 years ago we didn't even know what the hell this was.
Yeah. Even 5 years ago, just the amount of genomic stuff that I'm able to do for the cost I'm able to do it is revolutionary. I mean, there just isn't money to explore something as uninteresting as a snake virus before sequencing became relatively cheap.
Yeah, for real. Dude, that's wild. And Rich, you got some stuff going on over there. I saw you got some cool. I'm crossing my fingers. That looked like
yeah,
good
man.
stuff going on.
I mean, so what do you? I got. I had the whole GoldenEye thing going on, which is a whole story on its own right, which I'm all happy about. Hatching babies in December. Go figure.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
Looks like if all things going well, we'll have some more Sarawaks, and I'll have my pink bankas again, which that's been a challenge. And then hopefully, I'm just still deciding when I'm going to make a big announcement, which I think is going to be massive. And I'm going to tease the hell out of that one for a while because it cost me an awful lot. So I figure I might as well drag it out as much as I can. But no, there's a lot of projects going on, and I'm excited about it. And I'm looking at Steve going, dude, keep up with what you're doing. I work with researchers who've been on the front edge of the diagnostic techniques and capabilities in my day job, and the COVID research and all that stuff that's been going on. People have no idea how much effort goes into that, let alone the cost that's involved with it.
Some of it feels damn close to magic in terms of like, so some of like the antibody staining that we're able to do. So I have, all of these incredible pictures of these viruses just eviscerating these cells on the microscopic level, and it makes for some really pretty looking nebulous pictures, but yeah, when you understand what's going on, it's very interesting.
Well, let me know if you ever want to get hooked up with a photon source to do some imaging. So
oh yeah, absolutely. Okay.
That's where the reptile world and my day job might intersect and be more beneficial. So
it really is crazy. Everything in reptiles is new or undiscovered. It seems like, you know, every other week it's a new virus or a new bacteria, a new something. It's either, you know, a new twist on an old tale or just something entirely new that we're, you know, trying to track down what the hell's going on. So there's a lot of pathogens out there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, that's the other reason why I won't make an announcement of my latest thing, because it's in quarantine.
Yes.
Yeah.
With a capital Q.
Yeah,
for
right.
real.
Sheesh.
But
Sheesh.
no, you guys, I was looking back. I'm like, it was episode 61 I was on. I had to make sure I got my numbers straight. And, you know, and here you guys are at 100. And you guys, hopefully you're going to be, you know, years down the road being able to brag about how you passed 100 and you just skyrocketed from there. So,
Yeah, I listened to
great work.
Hell yeah.
Thank you,
I listened to the NPR episodes and they're like, don't listen to the first 100. They're all trash. And I'm like, we didn't have that many bad episodes in the first 100. Come on now. But it's just, it's cool to see where we're at, where some of the other podcasts are at. And I'm just excited for what's coming next because we've been slowly getting better. I got a microphone now, and Jeremy just got a brand new laptop from donations from Super Chats. And
yeah, no, it's really awesome. And you know, I mean, people have been messaging me and being like, well, you know, you guys are 100 episodes in. What's left? And I'm like, what's left? What do you act like there's only 100 people in the damn industry? This isn't 85. Come on, man. So no, we still have. Oh, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, I do really miss, you know, the reptile radio, the diversity of species that they would really cover all in one place. It's very interesting time in reptiles where it didn't seem like the communities were segregated, where you could have cross discussions like that across species. But yeah, it's cool to see the representation of a diversity of species out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
And we got video and audio. I was doing dial-up to universities. Come on. You know, with the little squealing in the background as you're waiting for the modem to kick in, and then you post something, and you hope maybe a week later somebody will reply back. So
yeah, right. Sheesh.
Pre-internet.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, it's definitely crazy. I'm super excited for what 2023 is going to bring, and yeah, I mean, thank you guys for being a part of it all.
Yes.
You know, I mean, we literally couldn't do it without you. So yeah, it means a lot.
We do. We appreciate it a lot.
I like how you started out with the short tail guys first.
Yeah. I'm just trying to go in order, man, just so everybody says it's not rigged. I'm just going in order of who showed up. It just happened to be that two of the blood and short tail guys decided to pop in first. So, you know, we killed two birds with one stone on this one. I'm sorry.
Dude, hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
But
again,
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Looking forward to the next 100.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Keep up the good
Thank
work.
you very much.
Thank
we
you
appreciate
guys.
it.
Yeah, we do. We really do. But heck yeah. So thank you guys. We're going to round off and head on to the next folks. So thank you guys again. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you're following these guys, Rich Crowley and Steve Tillis, all over social media. And, you know, especially now because we want to know what Rich is hiding. So, but thank you guys again.
Yeah, take care.
Sweet. All right. So next, super excited that she is here to join us. We've got Savannah Bowen is here.
Yes. Dude, hell
No,
yeah.
if you hear weird noises, it's because I spilled coffee in my computer.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
It's making this popping noise. I was just listening to your interview and I was making a popping noise. So apologize for that.
Oh no. Well, I
sounds
don't
good on
hear
my
any of
end.
it. I don't hear any of it right now. So
Okay. I turned the volume down low, so I have to get up close.
perfect. Oh man. Savannah, how are you doing? It's been a minute.
I'm doing so great. Congratulations on 100 episodes. I listened to a little bit of your song today. Love you guys. You're some of my very favorite people in the whole entire world.
We appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Savannah. We love you.
How's the weather down there? We got hit with this cold front, and I am freezing. I'm not a big fan. And,
oh, that's right. You're in South Carolina or North Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yeah. So it was really, really cold. Really, really freezing cold here for Florida. I mean, it never gets that cold, really. So
Yeah.
most of the things had to come inside. The alligators and crocodiles, they just go to the bottom.
Yep.
So
Dang.
it was
that's
rough.
not that bad. Yeah. Man, I forgot who I was listening to. I was doing a live stream with some of the US Arc Florida guys, and they're all bundled up, and they're like, it's a brisk 28 degrees. And I'm like, I would kill for 28 right now.
Yeah, it was so cold. Like, it never gets that cold in Florida, but this year it did. But now it warmed up again, so everything's gonna be great again, like Florida.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we're already back in the 50s and 60s here too, so we're like, oh, okay, all right, that's
It's all
just
good.
temporary.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, you guys gotta come visit us. You guys gotta come hang out with me one day.
Yes.
I know we
yes.
we really do. We've always been talking about making it happen, and then like it took Animal Con for me to get down there.
I know.
So yeah, we need to plan an actual go hang with Savannah time.
Yeah.
So we can do that.
I think that needs to happen sooner rather than later because wintertime, I get sad that there's not reptiles outside, and Orlando's just warm enough where we can see some reptiles.
I know I have a black throat monitor behind me. You can't see because my house is dirty, but I have my black throat monitor lives outside, right?
Yeah.
And then it got too cold, so he had to come home. And then my croc monitor is actually in a shift room, like a huge room, but a shift room. He's been in there for 3 days now, like so grumpy.
I can only imagine, man. I saw some posts of like Tom Crutchfield bringing in some of the croc monitors and everything, and I'm like, oh man, they must absolutely hate this. This is horrible.
We don't like it. That's why we live here, you know, like we don't really know how to function. I have a really hard time thermoregulating. Like if I put on a bunch of clothes and then I go outside and then the sun hits me and then I have to take them off and then I have to put them back on. Like, I'm not really good at that.
No,
yeah,
I wish that I could just like have like a radiant heat panel that just follows me everywhere because then I would be perfect.
But you're finding all kind of crazy stuff in North Carolina. Like I follow you guys both, and I'm always interested. Like I grew up in South Carolina, but I didn't find half the animals that you've been finding since you've been there.
I like to go and look every day. I went out yesterday. It was like 38 degrees yesterday, and I was like, maybe I can still see something. I don't know. Like,
it's the one sad anole poking out from somebody's house.
It's always the anoles. They're out. If there's sun out and it's like 40 degrees, they'll be out. I've literally found them where I'm wearing a jacket and they're sitting in the sun just basking. Those and like worm snakes, you can find those guys when it's cold out too.
I found a house gecko. It was a big, pretty house gecko, and he was in with our white alligators, but he was under the heat lamp, right? And I was like, well, is he dead? Like, he's not moving. So I went inside and I picked him up, and like he just kind of laid there, like, oh my God, please help. And so he's now living with my frogs, which I hope they don't eat him, but they haven't eaten him so far. And then I found a bird that was just like laying on the ground, like freezing. And we brought him in and heated him back up and then took him back outside and he flew away.
Oh damn.
Man.
Oh, wait, hold on. The frogs, are they white street frogs?
Yes.
The big mouth. They just, everything that moves, they're like in my mouth.
But I think house geckos are pretty fast, right?
They are. They're a lot quicker.
I'm letting him go tomorrow. If he's still alive tomorrow, I'm gonna let him back go.
Savannah, your hair looks great. You just got it done, right?
I did. How'd you know?
I follow you online. Come on now.
I did. I just got my hair done. It took so long.
It came out great.
Thanks.
Yeah, love it. We love it. So what's the next thing? What's your next project for either Gatorland or abroad?
So this past year, super proud, I was able to release 16 Cuban crocodiles back into Cuba.
Yes.
That's so amazing.
January 6th, just this past month. And then Jamaica, I go to Jamaica on the 17th of January. That's really exciting. Going to see Dingo in South Africa this year.
Hey.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's going to be
That's
epic.
awesome.
Super excited about that. And then I'm going to try to make it up to Nerd at some point. I just messaged them and was like, tell me when, because I'm making plans for the year. And then I'll probably go to Brian sometime soon too.
Heck yeah.
But we need you guys to come down when it's not an event, so we can just hang out.
Just hang out
Yeah.
and do reptile stuff.
Watch stuff. We could drive down to Everglades. Like we could do all kind of stuff.
Yes. I think after this, I'm gonna make a group chat for the three of us, just a group text,
Do it.
so we can figure that out and make that happen, because it just needs to happen.
It does. I had so much fun when you guys came before. It was so much fun.
Yes. Yeah, it was so much fun for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, definitely without the chaos of an event happening, because there's so many things going on. It's too hard to get anything done.
Yeah, it makes me almost have panic attacks every time something like that happens. Like my heart starts beating really fast because I want to make sure everybody has a good time, and I want to make sure all my friends get to have like special times. And then it's so hard because I don't want to be rude to anybody else. And like it's just like if you guys just came and like you guys are more than welcome to stay at my house. Like you guys can stay here for a couple days and then we'll just hang out.
Party, do some herping and play with some alligators.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm all for that. I'm 100% for that. Yeah.
2023.
The group text is happening. 2023 is going to be a fun fucking year.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, congratulations again. I'm so proud of you guys and all your successes. I think it's so wonderful. And all the hard work that you guys do in other areas that I'm not allowed to comment on. Like, God bless you guys. And I love you guys. And I'm always behind you in my heart, even if you don't see it out loud.
Thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on tonight, too. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we always love talking to you, Savannah.
Yeah, well, we got to do it more next year for sure.
Yes, guaranteed, has to happen.
Yep. I love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you too, Savannah. Take care.
Bye.
Bam. It's always great to hear from Savannah, man.
I need to feed alligators.
It definitely needs to happen for sure. I will literally make that group text after the episode is done, so we can make that happen. Although I think Savannah might be going to sleep to do cool things tomorrow.
So that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
That's
fine. I was looking at some video of some people who went down there and were feeding the alligators and stuff, and I saw they have like protective gloves to feed the alligators, and I was like, oh no, when we go there, we're getting all up in the guts and feeding out chicken and
we're getting eaten by saltwater crocs, man.
That is literally one of the coolest things that I've done. Like, how many people can say they've fed a saltwater crocodile?
Dude,
come on.
I know.
And then being in the enclosure with Sultan was just like
nuts.
It was so cool, man.
Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Okay, so next up on the list, on the roster, I'm super excited. He's been in the chat all evening, and I'm super happy that he's here. The man himself, Mike Stefani. What is going on, man?
How are you guys? Hey, before this gets rolling here, I just want to say congratulations, you guys. 100 episodes, that's awesome. And I know you're going to get up to double digits on that for sure.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
Hell yeah. We're coming for NPR with their 500 episodes.
Yeah, we're going to smoke that. It might take 15 years, but we're going to smoke that.
Yeah, you guys are getting there. You get there for sure.
Oh man, dude, how have you been, man?
I've been, me and the monitors, everything's just rolling like a fine oiled machine over here. I had a little hiccup today. I don't want to bring nobody down, but I had to put my dog de Bordeaux, Chloe. She was 10 years old. I had to put her down today, so it's been a rough day for me and the family. But you know, life goes on. She was a great dog. And man, I got a bone to pick with Rich because he just got a new puppy. So when I was backstage here and I was watching you guys, I kept hearing this puppy crying, and I'm like, Chloe,
what the heck?
Oh man.
Chloe. No. But, yeah. But no, yeah, Rich got a cool little puppy. So you know, 10 years is a good run for a dog de Bordeaux. You know, it's a French Mastiff. They're quite large dogs, and 10 years is a good run. But I'll miss her.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Much love to you.
Man. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys. But yeah, I just had a bunch of clutch of Mertens hatch out. I got a bunch of stuff coming up. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah, I've been telling Brian for like 3 years. I got some Mertens for the 3.0 to water part of it. Yeah. I'm gonna come. I seen him at Tinley. Yeah. I gotta make a trip. It's a good thing I hatch a bunch of these things, because if he comes in a year, I should have more then too.
Dude, you just gotta show up to his doorstep and be like, "Here's your freaking monitor. Fucking take this."
Exactly. But I want to go down a little reminiscent here. So I don't know, man. Maybe it's about 4, 5, 6 years ago. I don't even know. My brain don't work right. First time I met Rob, we were in one of them little offshoot rooms at Tinley.
Yep.
Yeah, you remember that, huh, Rob?
Oh, I remember.
So I gave my phone to my wife and I said, "Hey, take a picture of us." And dude, I don't even know how it worked out. I timed it perfectly. I goosed you.
Yep.
Right when she took the picture. So I got a picture of us two laughing. So that was great, man.
That was great.
I love that. I love that. That's
I was cracking up, bro. I was dying.
I figured, you know what? Here's me and Rob. First time I'm meeting a guy. We're in the back room with we're gonna buy some isopods or some shit. Yep, I was like, "Oh, we got to make this a little fun." So I give you the old thumbs up, and the wife snapped the picture at the perfect time. It was great.
That's perfect. I think from now on, I'm going to call Goosing, giving him the old thumbs up. I like that.
Oh, hold on a minute. What, did you have spaghetti for dinner?
Wait, how did you know that I had spaghetti for dinner? What the hell?
I smelled the thumb.
Oh, man. Mike, I fucking love you, dude.
Yeah.
Bro.
But like I say, I know you guys got other people coming, and I just wanted to say much love to you guys. Keep up the great job, and tomorrow's going to be a better day.
Hell yeah, man. All we can do is just take it one day at a time and just try to be a little bit better every day.
Hey, can I do a little shameless plug here?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, do it.
The floor is yours.
This is your time.
Okay. If anybody watching would go to USARK, Florida, and throw a vote to T13B, that's my Varanus Similits photo. I'm trying to get that in their calendar. And the votes, the donations are votes, and they go to the USARK, Florida. So you can help me, help them, help us. That's what it's all about. And don't forget about USARK too.
Hell
Heck yeah. Absolutely. What's the number on that? I'm gonna throw it in the comments.
The number is T13B.
Boom.
T13B. All right.
Mike's Mike's monitors.
Damn, I'm gonna put that in.
I really appreciate that, guys. And,
man.
Absolutely.
They extended it to New Year's Eve. Otherwise, it was supposed to be over Christmas.
Yeah,
that's right. They had a last minute rush of a bunch of nice photos. And I don't care if you don't vote for me. I don't care. Vote for somebody, because the money goes to USARK, Florida, Ground Zero, man. We need the help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Definitely.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on, Mike. We appreciate you. We love you, man.
Yeah, I love you guys too.
We'll catch you at the next expo.
Absolutely. March Tinley. See you there.
All right, man. Take care, brother.
Bye, guys.
Man, Mike is a hoot.
I love Mike. He's great. He's
Give him the old thumbs up, man.
Dude, I'll have to find the picture. I'll have to find the picture and send it to you.
I need to see that photo. I'm just saying that might be the 2023 slogan. Just give me the old thumbs up, man.
I killed a man.
Oh man, I just gave him the thumbs up. Oh my gosh, that is freaking amazing. Okay, so we've got one more person here in the queue. Some more people might jump on. I don't even remember how many people I sent the damn link to, but super stoked that she's able to join us, and that is the wonderful Kara Norris is here to join us. What is going on, Kara?
hang on. There we go. Can you hear me now?
Hey,
Sorry,
yes,
I
we
was
can.
muted. Hey, sorry, I'm on clunky old technology tonight, so no camera.
No, you're
That's
good.
okay.
You're
Don't worry
good.
All
about it.
good. First of all, I'm so proud of you guys. I can't believe you're at 100 episodes. My goodness.
Boom.
What
Thank
a
you so
whirlwind
much.
it's been, right?
It has been an adventure, I'll tell you that.
Yes, that is the perfect word for it. It has certainly been an adventure, and just thrilled with everything you guys are doing for, bringing all these great personalities on and just raising all the awareness and educational efforts that you're doing, and just just knowing the progression over the years and knowing you both for so long, it's just amazing to see how far you've come and all of the contributions that you're making back to the hobby. So huge kudos to you both. I'm so
Thank you
proud of
very
you
much.
and just
That
appreciate
means a
you so
lot.
much.
We
Yeah.
appreciate that so much. And I remember one of the first times I met you, you brought down some baby blood pythons for me to see that were hatching out, and I lost my mind a little bit because I was so excited.
That
And
was like the raspberry clutch. That was the
yeah,
OG raspberry clutch.
that was the OG raspberry clutch. I remember that. That was
Dang.
Yes.
that was such like, and to think about from there to now,
Oh,
many things have changed,
yes.
but I'm so glad that we're still friends, and that to see all the incredible things that you're doing, and then
Thank you.
you know, it's just a little bit better every day, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're looking at just even the animal I have in my profile right there. That's the F3, and this year we're working on F4 raspberries, and just thinking that
Man.
it's gonna be silly. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, just absolutely ridiculous. How far blood pythons have come in that time, and just yeah, it's amazing. What a wild ride.
Yes,
So.
it
Yeah.
has been a
Hell
while, right?
yeah.
Wait, can you see our cameras?
I totally can. I can see
Okay.
your cameras, and I'm so oh, look at that. Hi, baby scrub.
Yeah, one of Janet's
Oh my
little
goodness, the
babies
Janet
there.
babies. Oh my goodness, it's
Yeah.
huge
This
already.
is the biggest baby from the clutch. So
I
this
mean,
one
yes,
is a monster, and it was
I
the
hope
first
so,
one to
because if
eat.
not, yeah, eat what, everything. It's siblings.
Yes.
It ain't. Yes,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay.
It's funny when I hold this one next to one of the twins, because the twins are like little, like maybe 6-month-old corn snake size. They're
Oh my
tiny.
goodness, right? Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. And just it's been so much fun watching that and that entire project unfold, and all of
Uh,
the pictures on the download going, look at this, and
yes.
she's on
Oh, yeah.
eggs, and I can't believe this. It's just, man, that is what it's really all about, or just those
Yeah.
moments where you're there with the animals and everything's so connected. It's the best. So I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you.
Long time coming, and
Hell yeah.
I can't be more proud of it, you know.
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
figured you want to see the little baby. Someone asked in the chat earlier to see one of the babies, and I was like, I'm gonna take out this one. I nicknamed it Donkey Kong, so because it's so huge and just eats everything. So
Absolutely. That's the perfect
I was
name.
like,
That's
it's the
so
perfect
awesome.
one.
Good deal. Good deal.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So how have you been, Carol? What's been going on?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's been just kind of a crazy year. I took a year off from breeding snakes just to kind of give everything a year to grow up. I'm a softball mom right now, so that's taken up a ton of time. And now
Ooh.
oh yes, let's not even pull at that thread, but gearing up for, I think 10 clutches this season. A lot of crazy T
Ooh.
positive stuff, some old school PE stripes.
Hell yeah.
Into the manic panic and raspberry lines. A lot of fun blood python stuff on the horizon. So super
Hell
excited to see what's
yeah.
going to be unfolding in the next few months. So it's been good. I'm getting into just really strategic line breeding, understanding the difference between that and inbreeding, and knowing how to pair distant cousins to each other to fix a certain type or a certain look that you want to produce in your clutches. And it's working out incredibly well. So excited to share all of that when the season's clutches start hatching, and should
Hell
be a lot of
yeah.
fun. So
Oh,
yeah.
I am so hyped about that. That is
Me
gonna be
too.
It's gonna be
incredible.
badass.
It's gonna be silly. We're doing like our first line breedings on the crushed T positive albinos, like the crazy redheaded T
Yeah.
positives. And then
Ooh,
doing
Yes.
some of that into pollen and stripes and just there's gonna be a
Hell
lot of red
yeah.
snakes here. So
Oh,
Hell yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
So what you're
I am
hearing,
Absolutely.
everybody, is holdbacks.
lots of
Yeah,
holdbacks.
yeah, I mean, yes. which is yes. That is how you understand the bloodline, is hold everything back and watch them grow up and then you're like, you have red snakes up to your knees. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not up to the waist yet, so you can still walk through it.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So as long as they are not as deep as the snow outside, we're good.
There you
So
go.
that's the rule. Absolutely.
That.
What are you talking? You have no snow. You guys live where it's warm. I don't even want to hear it.
It
I mean, we
was
do,
in
but it
single
was
digits this week.
yeah. We hit the negatives down here with this little what vortex? What cold?
Those are
vortex
rookie
came
numbers,
through.
son. Rookie numbers.
Yeah,
so you want to know what's funny?
30 degree here.
We've
You know what-
experienced it in New England at
Yeah,
least.
Right?
exactly. But we've tried to escape it, and we've already physically assimilated to the warmth of this
Yes.
culture.
And then it followed you. It
And then
hunted
it
you
follows.
down. Yeah.
Literally every person that I've spoken to has been like, "Oh, freaking Yankees coming here and bringing all this
Right.
cold," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so
Too
sorry."
funny. Too funny.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh,
Good stuff.
man. Well, thank you so much, Kara, for coming on
Yes.
and chatting with us,
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
We appreciate it so much.
Really appreciate the invite and cannot wait to see the rest of the show. So thank y'all so
yeah.
much. And
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you.
absolutely happy new year and excited
Yes.
to see what you guys are going to do in 2023.
Yes, it's gonna be badass.
It's
Yes,
gonna be
it will.
good.
Absolutely. Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
Thanks
Have a
again.
great
Thank
night.
you,
Love
you
you.
too.
Take care.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Bam.
Boom.
Hell yeah. So we're free and clear right now. There
Okay.
might be a couple of other people that jump on, but dude, 100 episodes.
I'm loving it. I'm loving
man.
it.
This has been one hell of an episode, man. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everybody that's still here in the chat. Everybody that's still watching on YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff. Thank you to everybody that's dropped super chats and been commenting and all. You guys are amazing. We literally couldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys. So just thank you so much for all of your continued support. And yes, 2023 is going to be next level. You know, I've got some ideas for some stuff. So we had this wonderful vortex of cold froze our pipes here, so at the house. So so I had a few days where like nothing's happening because there's no water in the house. But it forced me to like take care of a few other things that I've been kind of like just holding off on. It's like, I can do those things whenever. But some of that was doing some research on some of the new features for StreamYard and what's possible now. So I'm super excited for what's coming, and that just means better stuff is coming for you guys, our listeners and viewers. So I'm definitely very excited about that. And of course, the breeding season is already here, and which is horrifying. It's horrifying. And I already have a gravid ball python. I like 100% gravid, like we've passed all of the nonsense, and I was not expecting that whatsoever. I was going through, I don't plan on breeding much this year, just a couple really specific girls for certain projects, just because sales have been slow, as we talked about earlier. And, you know, I already have a bunch of stuff still. I don't want to be producing things in large quantities that are just going to sit around for a while that I have to then maintain. So I was going through palpating some of the girls that I am going to breed. And I got to my big pied girl who I apparently paired back in November. After looking at my cards, and I was like, this girl has eggs. These are not follicles anymore. These are giant balloons in here. I was like, what? So, but I am excited because she bred to my blackhead and she Mojave het pied that I got from Limey. So I am excited for that. Speaking of Limey, he's always got to say something. 100 shows, and there was 7 good ones. It could be 8 if your ass would show up. I freaking sent you the link, you piece of crap. I freaking love you, dude. But yeah, so I'm excited, hopefully, to be able to land some blackhead pieds. That would be quite nice. actually,
Hell yeah.
not gonna lie. So we'll see. I literally I don't know what's gonna happen. So
Yeah.
we're just going for whatever, I guess. Who the hell knows? But yeah, that, and I've paired some Borneos. So I am excited about that, Rob. I think I sent you a picture of that pairing.
Oh yeah.
I am pretty stoked for that. So that was I'm not even gonna say anything about it. I'm just gonna let it ride. Yeah.
Bags.
Holdbacks for sure. As I'm like, I probably need to like make some space for some things and whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, apparently I'm making space for the future holdbacks I'm gonna have from these Borneo clutches, for crying out loud.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I am very, very excited for that. Yeah, and then it's carpets. Hopefully I don't overindulge in Brettles pythons. I do have quite a few Brettles pythons pairings that I'm looking forward to doing. But I think I'm really going to zero in on 2. And then also, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw the video that I just did with Carnage and the Red Devil. Super, super, super excited for Amazon tree boas going into 2023.
Hell yeah.
Also more holdbacks. So, just what I do to myself.
At least they're little spaghetti noodles, like they're tiny. So
this is true. This is very low impact for holdbacks. That's so true. That's why I'm trying to make most of my collection arboreal things. It's like, they're noodles for a whole year. It's fine, man. It doesn't.
bro.
It doesn't take up space. It doesn't do anything. So so I'm looking forward to 2023, but also just excited right now for some downtime, just pairing things and existing in that quiet space of breeding. So
yes, for sure.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm not going to. I don't know what I'm going to do this year for breeding. I'm looking at a couple things and I'm like, I want to do that, and then I'm looking at things like, I really don't. I think I want to take a year off of just like stressing over that shit, because like, I just like I started selling some snakes and I'm like, man, I hate selling snakes. I just can't stand it. It's just
holdbacks.
Yeah.
Holdbacks.
I'll just hold it back. I don't really care. It's like just like, if these blood pythons sit around for a while and they get bigger, they're just gonna get better looking. So I'll just get more money for them, I guess. Like
that's fair. That's definitely
fair. It is what it is. So.
I think that's a fair thing. I mean, we've certainly talked about it before, but just something that people really don't take into consideration when breeding reptiles, and that's, when things don't sell right away, you've got to maintain those animals. You have all those animals sitting in your racks, and I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. You go from 4 snakes to 14. You realize that very quickly. So it does happen. But okay, we're gonna be joined by somebody else who was not originally sent the link, but did request the link, and I was like, he doesn't do things, so we'll bring him on. So I see him nodding his head backstage. That's perfect. Everybody can say what's up to Lucas, aka Cobra Keeper Jr. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys?
What's good, man? How you doing?
It's been a minute, man. How you doing?
Good. Just working, taking care of my snakes, stuff like that. Since we're here,
yeah, man.
Ooh, yeah, buddy.
Look at that chunk.
Yeah, it's looking hefty, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, he's doing good. He or she.
Oh, come on, dude. You didn't sex it yet? Come on.
Don't. Stop.
Hey, it's eating pinkies now, which is good.
Hey.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
For all of you who have wanted to know, it takes many months to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop when you're breeding green tree pythons.
Green tree pythons, yeah, for real.
Well, it's been, a year and 5 months to switch to pinkies. So,
damn.
Yeah.
Yep. Sheesh. But I mean, that shows a level of dedication, because most people in general, regardless of how old you are, would be like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
I hate this. I give up. I'm done. So kudos to you to sticking to that.
Yeah, it's a struggle, but I'm glad it's still alive and here with me.
Hell
I'm
yeah,
sad the
man.
other ones are gone, but it's my first clutch, learning experience.
And just green trees in general.
And
like,
green trees in general. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, exactly.
on
I
par
will
for the course.
I will always reference the conversation that you had with Gary Shavino and I think Marshall, and they were both like, "Oh yeah, we've definitely had way more of these dives than have stayed alive."
Yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
I was
it's
gonna say,
just-
they have more dead than alive. It's like
yeah,
true.
exactly. Yeah, yes, it's high risk, high reward species for sure, and that's exactly why.
Yeah.
But sheesh. How's everything else? I know you started pairing some stuff. You're breeding ball pythons, so we knew it would only be a matter of time.
How's
Yeah.
the Pueblans going?
What?
How the Pueblans doing?
The Pueblans, I got one female that's kind of iffy, but
Yeah.
I'm mainly with the Nelsons. I'll show you one, probably my favorite Nelsons I have so far.
Is that high white holdback?
No, I would probably say even better. The splotched.
Oh yeah, that's
those
right.
are
I
so
forgot about
tight,
that.
bro. I
Hell
fucking
yeah,
love
dude.
those things. Oh hell yeah.
Yep.
Splotch,
that thing's a
Cinnalons
cool
are
snake.
tight.
I'm getting the female het splosh is getting ready soon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then turn on the
Yeah,
light
buddy.
quick. I don't know if I can change the camera or not, but
Oh yeah, got some
yeah.
emeralds happening.
Yeah.
Let's go.
and there's just extra female up there.
Yeah, just
chilling.
just extra female.
Casually.
Whatever, just casual extra.
Got 1.3.
Boom.
1.3. That's right. Yeah. That's also, if you are ever interested in working with emerald tree boas, just know there are never any males available.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I wonder if that is a thing that's kind of like the Candoia. Did you listen to that episode of NPR with Cameron?
I did.
I'm pretty sure it was the one with Cameron. from
Bushmaster Cameron?
Bushmaster? Yeah.
No, I missed that.
It's an old episode. It's pretty old
Okay.
now. I can't remember whether it was him or it was another old school guy. It was one of the two of them, but they were talking about back in the day there was only female Candoia coming in, and so they went over there and they're talking to some of the people who are collecting things, and apparently the importers were saying, "Hey, look, if you get Candoia of medium size, we'll give you X amount for them. But if you get the bigger ones, we'll give you more money." So all the people who were collecting them were like, "Oh, we don't want the small ones. We only want the big ones." And so they were only collecting females, and a male Candoia don't get super big. So there was no males coming in because they're just collecting the big ones to make a little bit more money. And so when I think about stuff like that with species that only come in as one sex, you're just like, I wonder if there's something like that going on.
Interesting. Yeah,
Dude,
I didn't
that
even.
is tight.
That's hilarious. Actually, I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, that's the way to do it with a species that's that sexually dimorphic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Dude.
man, yeah. How are the baby Nelsons doing?
Good. The ones I picked up from Tinley, 5 of them have eaten 10 consecutive meals.
Boom.
Hell yeah.
The one I want to keep from that pick, or just from the big group I bought, doesn't want to eat.
Of course.
It is.
That's
what
how
it
Of
is.
course, that's how it goes.
Yep.
And then out of the 5 that hatched from my clutch, I have one that has refused every single time. And my holdback just ate last week or 2 weeks ago. Its first meal.
Boom.
Hell yeah. It's what's funny is like I find myself, of course when you hatch out snakes and you get them to eat, it's always like you're always like, yes, okay, it eats. But if you have an animal that you're holding back, when that animal eats, it's that much better. There's that much more excitement and celebration that happens because you're like, you're going to be the one that doesn't eat because I want to keep you.
Yeah.
So hell yeah, dude.
That's how it goes.
That's all the time. And regardless of species, there is no cap on whatever species it is. It's
Woo-wee.
horrible. Is that Cal King?
Oh, that's
White
Cal King. Highway, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I started to see more people have got those wide stripe ones, and I'm like, oh, it's only a matter of time. They won't
Before
be
they're $50.
$400 each.
It's so true, man. It's interesting. The colubrids market is definitely
Dude, that's
interesting.
tight.
I mean, we're already seeing the prices decline even before the economic nonsense. Like prices did start to dip a little bit, and I think that's because for people who know, the Asian reptile market was buying a lot of what was being produced in the United States. So that's one of the things that kept the prices up here in the US was the fact that they just weren't available. It was like if you knew somebody breeding, you could get first dibs, and then like that was it. They were all sold, gone. And then the Asian market tapped the brakes, and now we got flooded with all those colubrids that did not go. So so the prices have started to come down a bit.
Yeah, but you know what? Prices are still high. Fucking Okatee corn snakes, man. I'm just saying, they have stayed $100 to $200 each the whole time.
That is very, very true. Shout out to Mr. Lee Abbott,
Yeah, for
because
real.
Lee's stuff is oh man, just
I'm just dying here in Georgia. Can't keep a single fucking corn.
Can't keep
just
corn,
here,
jam.
chilling.
Yep.
I got my
that's
copper,
right.
I got my other stuff, but I can't keep a single fucking corn snake.
It's okay, buddy.
Bro,
We don't
that aberrant one that you got, bro.
Yeah, that's nice. I was gonna say,
really like flip the camera. I don't know if you can like kind of see him.
Yeah, I can kind of see him. Yeah.
oh heck yeah, man. Heck yeah.
Ooh.
See, that's exactly why we don't feel bad about you not being able to keep corn snakes, because you've got copperheads and stuff. So it's fine. It's okay.
They're stinky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's weird?
I wonder why Will wanted to give me his.
The copperheads down here, they smell like cat piss, like cat litter. It's so weird because the ones up north do not smell like that at all. Like even when they musk, they don't smell like that. But because I know a bunch of people who keep venomous, and down here they're like, oh, copperheads are so stinky, they smell like cat piss. And I was like, you're lying, man. And then when I finally like experienced some, I'm like, wow, this really does smell just like cat litter. Like why?
Oh man. And then meanwhile, I'll highlight this comment just because it's relevant. Poor Amy in Australia can't get anything. So
that's not true. She can get some cool stuff over there.
That's true.
That's not our US stuff.
Aren't lace monitors there like $800?
Yes, but you need a class 2 permit. Either class 2 or class 3 permit to get them. So you have to go through like a whole bunch of stuff to be able to get laces. But they are cheap. They're like $800.
Yeah. So and we're just crying at ours
in $4,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
Exactly.
One day I'll get one.
It's fine.
What
look, a ball python.
Would you
look at Jeremy face?
I love how that's just gone down. It used to be Donnie telling me to do a Barczyk face. Then it became us telling Lucas to do the Jeremy face. So Lucas, that means at some point in your life, you have to get somebody else to start making stupid faces.
Do the Lucas face.
And do the Lucas face.
The Lucas and Alolan face.
Exactly.
Bruh.
Oh man, heck yeah, dude. So what's do you have anything that you're pairing now or going to pair this year that you're excited about? Because I know you're not excited about ball pythons.
I mean, well, I haven't done, the only thing I've done solo is green street pythons. I would like to do ball pythons just to like, I don't want to say get it over with, because ball pythons will stay in my collection, but like it'll be fun seeing any snake pop out. Even if I do ball pythons every single year, I'm still going to be happy seeing at least one snake pip,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Emeralds are my main thing
Hashtag
this
just
year.
get it over with.
You
said emeralds?
Emeralds are my main thing. And then I know it's kind of like early, but I think I got a lock from one of my hog noses today.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
I just paired him up just because why not? And not even 30 minutes in, he was already trying. So
sounds about right.
Well, there you go. I don't know if you can see, but he's
dang
old hoggies,
buddy. Please, I just want love.
Yeah, so hopefully like some snow stuff comes out of that clutch. She's possible het, so hopefully she proves out. But like I said, emeralds are the main thing.
Hell yeah.
I literally had a fight with someone the other day that was saying that green trees are better than emeralds, and I'm like, sorry, you're wrong.
Shit.
I was like, you're wrong.
You're wrong. Yeah,
You're just wrong. You're just wrong. It's okay to be wrong.
Man. Yeah, right. It is okay to be wrong. It's okay to still admit to having things to learn. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. I remember when I thought green tree pythons are better than emeralds.
It was only the time I saw the picture from Bill Stiegel of the sickness. I thought it was badass, and then somebody slapped me across the face with an emerald tree boa, and I came back to my senses.
No. It's when I saw a picture of a green tree python, I was like, wow, that thing's incredible, and I had never seen a picture of an emerald before. And then when I saw a picture of an emerald, I was like, okay, calm down, green tree pythons. We got a real OG over here.
Oh man. It's true though. It is very true.
Yeah, I know the green tree python people are very not happy with that, but that's okay.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine. They can not be happy
as
babe. Huh?
What?
Let them fight on Facebook.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly. But no, I mean, while they're all trying to get their however many babies to eat pinky parts, people breeding emeralds can at least start
rat
with
like,
rat pigs. Oh man. Oh gosh. Mike sent me the goose photo.
Oh yeah. It's real. It exists.
I can't wait to see this. Oh man.
I have a feeling he's gonna put it on the screen now.
No, wait, hang on. He's like, talk to Lucas. I'm gonna see what I can do.
Bruh.
How have you been, Rob?
I'm doing pretty good. The baby scrubs, most of them are eating now. So I also bought some of that like appetite stimulant stuff to see if I can work that in there and see if that does anything for the ones that are kind of holding out.
Yeah.
But most of them are eating now. They're all pretty chill, and there's still like 2 that haven't shed, which is really weird.
Mm-hmm.
All the rest of them have shed, and they're all doing great. So, hey,
just get into bowls now.
Pits are cool as hell, man.
Yeah. I walked into my job and like we just got in a fresh like clutch of these.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
You know what's insane? When they hatch out, they are like huge. They're monsters. They're like terrifying.
Yeah, all I got is that she's a hypoexantic double head on one side.
I love the look of those. I guess the northern pines too. The black and white northern pines. Those are tight too.
Yeah.
But, Jeremy, what are you doing? You're looking at me all weird, like.
I'm looking at the photo. Rob, it looks like you've been given the thumbs up, my friend.
I've seen some things.
Shout out to you, Mike. Thank you. Oh man.
Oh, that was too funny. Literally, there was like only maybe 3 other people in the room there. It was just me and Mike, and we're talking crap about cockroaches and about monitors and stuff. He's like, let me get a picture real quick.
Oh man, that's too good. He said it looks like he enjoyed the goose more than Rob. Oh man, that is too freaking good. Oh man. All right, let's see. We've got Natalie just threw another super chat. Thank you so much, Natalie. Bitchovas are my favorite. Lucas, also working with similar genes. Hey, heck yeah.
You guys seen the zombie one?
No, what?
Yeah,
what is that?
Dude, are you serious? I think it's Glenn's Reptiles. Oh man, I'm gonna have to look it up now so I don't say
Glenn
it wrong on the podcast.
Badass Nelsons, I'll tell you that.
Hold on. You guys talk for a second. I just want to make sure that I'm getting the person right.
Oh, okay. Hi, Lucas.
Am I going to see you next week?
Yes, I was going to text you after this to tell you that you're good to go. So you can come by Sunday night, Monday, whatever the hell you want to do.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I'll make sure that the 4-foot rodent drawers still are needing to be cleaned. Oh,
I mean,
man.
you know, but everybody else that doesn't know, I'm buying a ball python. It's my next snake purchase.
Hey, look at that. He's been suckered in.
It's a pinstripe double head TG pied female. It's a yearling.
Ooh, damn.
Yep, making the moves.
Making the moves.
The only people that are on here will know, because I'm not going to say shit on Instagram.
Oh, that's
shit.
I'm also very interested in what's happening below the video with that zombie eating the snow. But I get it. Zombie snow. I understand now. Okay. It took me a second.
Glenn Reptiles. You go check them out on Instagram, Glenn Reptiles. You're gonna have to scroll through a little bit because they post a lot of different stuff. They got Amazons, they got some variety of other things. But check out the zombie Pituophis. I don't even know which species, which subspecies or locale or whatever it is. He's got 100 flower snakes, teapot. Oh no, those are just real nice hypo 100 flowers. He's got some really crazy stuff, man.
Carnage better be there.
Carnage is here. Carnage is here. Yeah. Yeah, I've had him. He's been back for a few months. Yeah, he's been here for a few months. Then I need to stop. Oh, Limey says we need to go stop by his place. So maybe that can happen.
Yeah.
Maybe that can happen as well. But who knows? Because he didn't want to show up to the podcast, because apparently he didn't do his hair. So that was that was the response in my inbox.
Typical.
And typical Limey. Horrible. I got him all happy doing a video chat on Facebook, and now he's like hot shit and thinks he can just do whatever. I mean,
he can just do whatever he wants.
He can just do whatever. But damn it,
that's when we show up to this facility with all the camera equipment. Surprise, motherfucker!
We would get kicked out. He wouldn't let us in. He would slam the door in our face. It would be like it would be a recon mission gone wrong.
Yeah.
So,
dude, Matt Sommers Reptiles in the chat, bro.
Hey, Matt, what's up,
Matt?
dude?
What's good, bro?
How's it going, man? How's it going? All right, well, Lucas, you're here at the end of the show, so you're gonna get roped into this too, motherfucker. All right, so episode 100 is now in the books. We're gonna wrap it up here. So once again, thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody that has been listening, viewers here on YouTube and Facebook and all that stuff. You guys are all amazing, and I cannot wait for you guys to see what we have in store for you going into 2023. Of course, we have to end it the way we usually do. So I'll go to Rob first. Oh, hang on. Natalie's going to interrupt me with another super chat because she's wonderful. Thank you, Natalie. Looks like Zombie Snow is San Diego's. Okay. Very cool.
They're cool as hell. I don't know a lot about the Pituophis morph stuff, but I saw the zombie stuff and I was like, God damn, that's fucking cool. That thing's just awesome.
That was pretty sweet, actually. And I'll share this comment just because it's quite relevant to my bone to pick now with Limey. Limey's just mad that he couldn't make Jeremy's discount at the Raleigh Repticon stick. You leave my little buddy alone.
Little buddy. Damn.
Oh,
Randy.
man. Randy.
Thank you so much, man.
Dude.
Thank you, appreciate you so much, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. This really has been great. It's been great to see all of you guys again, both here in the chat and everybody that's joined us here on the podcast. It's been great to see all of you guys, talk with all of you guys, hear what's going on. I'm excited to see what people are going to be doing in 2023. Rob, you and I specifically need to do two things. We need to go to two places. We need to go to hang out with Savannah. Number one, we've already discussed that. Number two, we need to get your ass to the Reptarium.
Yes,
because
I literally was going to say that. I was literally going to say that I've never been there, so I really need to go.
Yeah, I think I will actually be there next month. because I'm working on trying to lock in some music work in just outside of Detroit. So I think
damn.
I'm going to pop in over there next month. But none of that's set in stone just yet. I'm trying to finalize it. But yeah, we need to figure out a time when it's also not, frigid cold.
Yes.
If we're going to make that journey up north. But yeah, I think those two things at a minimum we need to make happen this year. And then even though he's not here, Gavin at Balls to You wants us to come to Europe, to the UK. So
Europe's a hard sell for me. There's not enough reptiles there.
I know.
There's not enough reptiles there.
I know, but they do have a viper species out there.
They do, but also Arizona.
I mean, you're right. You're right. I selfishly just want to go to Europe. So
okay, I will send you on behalf of Reptile Talk, and then I will go to Arizona.
And I will bring a foam middle finger from you because he
Yes.
likes hybrids. So
Yeah.
I got you. We can be all set. Gavin, if you listen to this later, sorry, bud. I'll show up at some point. But okay, so in closing, Rob, I'll have you go first.
Okay.
What in the realm of reptiles? How's granddad life treating you? No, we'll go back to Amy's question. Could you imagine?
No. I'm an uncle again. My sister's just had another kid.
Oh gosh.
No children for me. No children for me. Thank you.
Oh man. Okay, so what in the realm of reptiles has you excited about reptiles right now?
I think I'm just going to use a culmination of the last 2 years of doing Reptile Talk. The thing that's got me most excited is these baby scrub pythons, man. I don't know if it
Hell
gets
yeah,
any
dude.
better than that. I mean, like once I can start getting venomous snakes, then I know I'm going to be on a different chapter of my keeping. But up till now, this is the most incredible thing that I've done with reptiles, hands down. And getting to see those little heads poking out was the most satisfying thing. And it's still hard to fathom and comprehend that there are baby scrub pythons that I produced here that are from a scrub python that I spent the last 8 years raising, and just the snake that I love. Wait.
Yes.
Coupled with that, to go with that, if you follow me on Instagram at RobScreamingItReal, you will have seen that that Kristen made me a Janet sweatshirt.
Yes.
With the scrub design, the top of the head scrub design on it, bro. We're going to be doing more things like that in the not so distant future here coming up.
Yes.
So there will be shirts and hoodies and cool things to come, not just scrub pythons,
merch.
Yes, exactly. So I am super hyped about that. Like Kristen knocked it out of the park with that one. I am over the moon. I'm obsessed with that sweatshirt. The only reason I'm not wearing it right now is because I was planning on going out earlier, or went out earlier to go over to her place, and it doesn't. The one that she did the shirt for the test run, the one that I just got, doesn't have a hood, so it's cold as heck out. So I've just been wearing things that have a hood. But literally, I've been wearing that sweatshirt every single day since I got it. I'm obsessed with it. I love it, and it's just it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna have we're gonna print a hoodie one, and we're gonna have other stuff coming up soon. So I'm super hyped about that. Baby scrub pythons and getting to wear Janet is just it's so freaking cool.
Somebody's gonna clip that.
I know. That's okay. Post it. Tag me. I forgot to tag Canova. I forgot to tag Kabelka in that TikTok that I just posted.
That's why I did it. I tagged him in the comments.
I'm gonna have to redo it and repost it so I can tag them, because I thought that was funny as hell, man.
It really was. And if you don't pull it and repost it, I'll just text it to him.
Okay, I'll post it on Instagram, and that way I'll tag him and put it on my story or whatever.
Perfect. Oh man! All right, Lucas, you get an extra second to think if you haven't thought, because Randy came back with another super chat. So we also need to do an Amazon Treebo roundtable. Yes, we do. Yeah. Also, he's not here, or maybe he is here, and I just haven't seen him. KJ up at Nerd, pulled the trigger on some of those Halloweens I sent you photos of.
Thank goodness, because I was sitting there stressing about whether I was like, bro, someone needs to get those things. Those things are freaking incredible.
I was literally like, I've made enough payments on my credit card. I can buy a few more. Oh man. But yeah, we absolutely do need to make that happen. I think yeah, we'll get some planning done on that. I think Rob, you and I can put our heads together on who we want in on that, and let's make it happen in the near future.
Yes, sir.
All right, Lucas, since you're the end of the podcast guest, you're here, so you know what. Oh, sorry, Randy's in the dark. Sorry, bud.
Oh no! You don't get to know this. This is a secret.
This one's secret. Sorry, bud. All right, so Lucas, what in the realm of reptiles has you excited about reptiles right now?
Honestly, just all the trips.
Hell yeah,
travel. I'm here for it.
Travel. I just want to say congrats to you guys. 100 episodes. Just
thank you, dude.
Without you guys, I wouldn't have all the knowledge and all the trips I've been to and just all the fun. Cheers to many more.
Yeah, I got to get down there so we can do some herping.
Dude.
Where? Borneo?
What? What happened?
Whoa.
Yeah, no, that 100% needs to happen. Speaking of that, actually, so Rob, I actually you guys both might follow Christian Caveman Wildlife on Instagram. No,
I don't.
Oh, okay. So
I'll look him up.
Yeah, you should totally look him up. He's younger guy, he is in Georgia, totally into herping and just like animals in general, and puts out some really great content on his platforms from out in the field. He put together this massive him and his friends put together this massive YouTube video. I think it's like a 90-minute documentary on the indigo snake. And they went to like all these different places, and it was really, really well done. And I'm forgetting the name of the video off the top of my head, but it's also talking about their environment and how vital their environment is. But anyway, he's always out herping, and I've talked with him a few times, and we've talked about meeting up or whatever, and I feel like he has his finger on the pulse for places to go herp in Georgia and even in like northern Florida and stuff too. So I think it could be cool if we all connect and do some herping down in Georgia with him.
Oh yeah.
Say less. I'm about it. I need to You said go herping? Yes, I will.
Yes.
It's crazy. I've been living in North Carolina for a year and I have not found a cottonmouth yet. What is this? The only time I found a rattlesnake is when I went to Florida. What is going on right now?
It just means when you finally find it, Rob, it's going to be that much better.
Oh, it's going to be satisfying. All right. I always carry around a change shorts just in case.
Oh gosh. Somebody's gonna clip that too. Somebody's gonna clip that too.
That's okay. That's okay. Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Man, that's fair. There's gonna be some interesting things on the internet. That's all.
Like there isn't already.
True. Very true.
All right, Jeremy, what do you got? What's the thing that's got you jazzed like brass?
So two things. One, selfishly, is my Amazon Tree Boa projects. I'm really stoked for them. For two reasons. One, because the pairing that I did do this season with Hellboy and my yellow girl Sunshine didn't take. So, which, boas, it happens. It is what it is. But, so now I'm even that much more eager to make something happen this year. So I am very excited about that. And Carnage is the main guy on the roster, and he's got two girls that I want to put him to, but his focus is going to be on my bicolor tiger female. So yeah, so so I am very excited for that. And then, ironically, very similar to Lucas, is I'm excited about the travel, the things that are going to be going on this year. I've been taking some of my actual off time to plan things for 2023 as far as travel, and I'm really excited for what's going on. Obviously, Daytona and Tinley, the annual trips, and then doing some of these other trips over the country are going to be quite interesting. Some of them are animal related, some of them are music related, that I can't necessarily discuss right at this moment. But cool things are happening. So yeah, that's it for me. All right, quick, everybody drop your socials. Where can people find you? Go, Lucas, you first.
All right. I'm mainly on Instagram. Just Cobra Keeper Jr. And then also I'm on Morph Market now. It's under Lucas Masso Exotics.
Hey.
I got 5 Nelsons for sale right now.
Hey.
Hell yeah. All right, go, Rob.
All right, if you want to look up what I got going on, check me out on Instagram, Rob is Creeping It Real, or check me out on TikTok, Rob is Creeping It Real. Do not add me on Facebook. I'm going to reiterate that for the 100th episode because I have over 1,000 friend requests right now, and I'm like, no.
No.
Unless your profile picture and like everything on your page is cool reptile stuff, like not just ball pythons, then maybe I'll add you. But if it's not that, sorry, bro.
Oh, man. And also, for point of reference, people, if you add me on Facebook, please know that I do check to see if Rob is your friend. Because if Rob is your friend, then we're probably going to be fine.
True. And if we see that Donnie is your friend, you're probably not going to get the ad. Because Donnie just went through and added everybody. He didn't do any screening. Yeah. I love Donnie, but man, some of the people I send him, I'm like, gosh. I said, take a screenshot and I send it to him. I'm like, hey, you're friends with this person. What's that? And he's like, what the hell?
Oh, bro. Man, that's amazing. Also, I will shout Donnie out here. He did a podcast with MJ the other day, and I watched. It was a 4-hour podcast. So if anybody's got 4 hours to kill, go check that out. But I'm shouting it out for 2 reasons. One, because I think it was a really good podcast. But 2, nobody really gets to talk to Donnie and hear from Donnie like at all. They really, unless they're watching his Twitch streams or something like that, you really don't ever hear from Donnie. So it was nice to see Donnie get the chance to be thrown on a platform where he could talk about the things that he does, who he is, give a little bit more context, because most people only watch the nerd videos and don't really know who Donnie is. They just think he's some like ambiguous figure that exists. So if you want to go check out that, go do that. It's worth it, especially if you want to learn more about Donnie. So I think you did a really good job on that. That being said, if you want to follow me, you can find me everywhere, sadly, because I'm a slave to everything. Instagram, Morph Market, Facebook. Don't add me on Facebook. Just go like the business page, Brassman Reptiles. It's all there. TikTok, The Brassman on TikTok. I rebranded that a little bit because I post music and reptile stuff on there. But yeah, you can go do all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you there. And with that, guys, that wraps up episode 100. Bam. Thank you guys again, everybody here, listeners in the chat, whatever. We seriously appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you all so much for being on the ride with us. And we're looking forward to another 100. We got some cool stuff planned for the future. So thank you for sticking with us.
Hey, peace out, guys.